Okay, so this time I'm gonna unmute the mic. Hi everybody, how are you doing? How's it going? Fuck. Yes, welcome in everyone. Congrats on getting first puppo. Trevor, that's so insulting and mean. You know, downtown, she's gone to get some drinks too. Hi, Nati, congrats on getting second. Also, you're more than welcome to claim first each time. People forget to claim them a lot of the time, so I don't really mind if people grab them a few times in a row. Also, yeah, subs are appreciated, but not necessary. It's quite uptown. Uptown's so boring. You gotta go downtown. Just to gaslight people, fair enough. Congrats getting third, Trevor. But also, yeah, definitely, if there's an outfit I could wear in this, I mean, it would have to be Downtown's. Downtown's outfit is so good. I love it so much. It's so pretty. Also, just while people are filtering in, because this one of the fun things about playing like the really small games, or like the ones that don't have a big fan base, is that people are very excited for them. Like, this is one of the games that I think has like the most viewership on like the YouTube stuff and the VoDs, all that stuff. Who's almost playing with them? I mean, I don't know. Actually, let me think about it really quick. Hold on. I need to look up what their designs actually look like. Gourmets, I don't think gourmet, because if it's a question specifically of like what outfit I would most want to have. Hold on, wait, what was it? Wear any outfit. I mean, I guess it doesn't have. I don't know if it's my model or not. I feel like either way though, Gourmet's outfit just simply wouldn't fit, and it wouldn't look right. Because I think like it's a pretty plain outfit. It's mostly just that she has giant boobs that makes it an interesting outfit. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I really like Downtown's. Workaholics is kind of cute. As is, oh, Doleful's got a fun outfit too. Probably one of those three, but probably Downtown the most. I don't know. There's something about it that works really well for me. This is such good music. I like it. Oh, for Workaholic. I just want to counterbalance my lazy ass. Yeah, okay. Googling stuff? No, I know, don't worry. I literally was just like opening up the game's wiki or website. Also, thank you for the jacket redeem. He's so sneaky. It's like, this just sounds like, and I mean this is a positive way, this sounds like music that would be really good in like a Mario Kart trailer. Like, especially this bit. I don't know why. It just feels like just has Mario Kart in it. Anyways, we're gonna continue now. We're gonna start up. We were just at the very beginning of chapter 3. So, as a quick recap for anybody who is uncertain about what happened last time, during the last stream we were figuring out who had murdered Detective Mystic, or Mystic Detective, with the spike room. It turns out it was Downtown, who has been working with the serial killer this whole time. We did lose a queen. Unfortunately, she couldn't escape justice for her wrongs. As much as I support women's wrongs, there's only so far we can go. But yeah, no, so that was what happened last time. We figured out that it was Downtown. Downtown poisoned herself, and then we've all fled. And now we're in an underground tunnel escaping. Anyways, I don't know how much time has passed since we entered this hidden passage. We're still moving in the gloom, unsure of what's ahead. At first, everyone was too nervous to speak. Now, however, I can hear voices piping up. Yeah, Incompetent was like, no, guys, no. Downtown, come with us. You don't have to die here. As she's like bleeding from her eyes, nose, and mouth. And she's like, no, I'm dying here. Like, what are you talking about? We're not doing this. And he's just standing there like about to die to the most slow-acting poison of all time. Like, it's like a gas that takes 45 minutes to cross the room. Rowdy, she's gonna get sliced in half by that, like, cheese wire. Yeah, I think with Dolphin's outfit, I just really like those like sleeve things. That's such a weird thing, but it kind of works. I like Posh's outfit on her. I think it would look dorky on me. Rowdy's outfit is good. There's a lot of good designs. I feel like we're gonna eventually end up back in the mansion. Maybe they are actually. Also, for the people who forgot, Posh is a Pinkerton, which truly the funniest like backstory I think I've ever heard of a character being given is that she's just a Pinkerton and thinks that makes her an aristocrat. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get over that. That's so stupid and so funny. Yeah, like she's a Pinkerton like by blood, not just an employee of the company. Current mastermind bet? I mean, I think that it's very possible it's an outside force. Like, I think that there are people inside who are working with him, but I think it's an outsider. I think we're gonna maybe learn, maybe that's what we're gonna end up doing, is we're gonna end up like back at the laboratory and figure out some more stuff. I think if it's anyone inside, Workaholic is probably, yeah, like, I think Workaholic was the one I said is most likely last time. But, I don't know. I think we're gonna find out that a bunch of these people are his accomplices. Or it's going to end up being a clue situation where he's the mastermind, half these people are his accomplices, the rest of us are his victims, and all of his accomplices are trying to kill off the victims, like a reverse clue. And then it's just going to be me and Workaholic at the end. I feel like Doleful seems... I mean, Doleful could be. Maybe Doleful's faking this whole thing about being good at avoiding traps. Doleful just placed all the traps. Techie feels like it'd be a twist ending, and I don't think I'd like it. Workaholic seems like the one that would make the most sense from, like, a twist that would be relatively satisfying. But yeah, Techie, I don't know if Techie just seems unlikely. Renegade would be... Renegade's like a Kokichi level character where it's like, they're so obviously trying to be an antagonist that they just can't be. Like, I don't know how it would be possible for Renegade to genuinely be the villain of the game. That would be dumb. Downtown would have been a good mastermind as well. But also, I think in a world where Danganronpa didn't exist, or Downtown would have been, but I think that that's what they're trying to avoid. But remember, he's pretty young. Like, we don't know exactly how old Doleful is. But, like, I think he's still, like, around... Oh, he's 17. Okay, so we do know his age. And his name, Rayo Gray. The serial killings have been going on for a couple of years now, so it's entirely possible that he has only been active during the time of the... whatever the name of the killer is. I actually kind of forgot. But that might mean that he's only ever been active during that time, so he just generally avoids that danger, but I don't know. Could just be both. He has that ability and also is setting the traps. That would actually... Oh, yeah. Also, yeah, Quartering Duke. It would be a good... If his power is genuinely that he's like a danger magnet, then no one's going to be like suspicious if he's leading them into danger all the time. Like, oh no, we led Ideal to a death robot. Whoops. Anyways, everyone may be chatting, but things feel just as tense as before. It's no different from when Holmes died. They must all be making small talk on purpose to redirect their thoughts. They're as gritty as ever. I bet they've experienced several tight... No. I bet they've experienced tight spots like this several times over, especially compared to me. Oh. As I walk silently, Downtown's dying face keeps reappearing in my mind. We'd only spent a little time together, yet she taught me so much about being a detective. We're gonna have fucking Joe hallucinations of her. Unlike the others, it's still difficult for me to switch my mood at will. Wish they'd shut up. Oh, Bookworm. Bookworm mutters beside me, her face bitter. Her hands have been clenched and trembling this entire time. Also, it's the first time she hasn't narrated herself. Her adoptive father had died no more than a few hours ago, so it's no surprise she can't turn off her feelings either. It'd be very funny if Ghost Ideal got a friend. Do we think we'd get Mystic or Downtown or both? Bookworm could be the killer, I guess. But like, that also just feels really unlikely. I think she survives. I think, because that's the thing in all these games. You don't... Wait, hold on. It was... Oh yeah. Like, I don't think she has death... I think she gets immunity because Mystic died. Like, her adoptive father is dead. They're going to make her live with the trauma of that. You know, she's getting the Himiko. She's getting the Aoi. Oh, I guess it didn't really happen in 2. But yeah, I would be shocked if she dies. At a bare minimum, she doesn't die till later. I would bet. The teacher must be the one behind that incident caused by a remnant of that religious movement, like Renegade Detective mentioned. I mean, they could. Also, we were doing a stream, or I was on Bo's stream with Lunix on Sunday, and we did a ranking of all the Danganronpa characters based on like whether they deserved better or worse than they. Actually, wait, I should find it. Let me see if I can find the list. I'll show you. I don't know what it is about this game. I get distracted more than like anything else. Bo, Astra. Oh. I would share the screen with you guys, but I would be demonetized so many different times over. Well, I get distracted all the time, but this game, I feel like more than any other, I just go on a tangent constantly. Okay. If it was a game where the voice acting was in English, I just let it play out behind me, but like, I want to be able to actually read it while I'm doing this. There we go. So yeah, we had our ratings of characters. We did try and put Celestia in the they were robbed category pretty early on. We've got Chihiro, Chiaki, Kaide, Rentaro, Gonta, Kaito, Maki, Kibo, and Mew up in the they were robbed category. And then a special circle in the V3 characters were very polarizing for us because a lot of them V3 was not handled as well. It is also partially because I can pause this one more, and also because like I don't know, it feels like it's lower stakes. But yeah, this was a rating list. Some people may dispute it. Some of these we had to fight for a little bit. Pause this, it's a book. I mean, yeah, compared to other games though, you can just stop the autoplay. But anyways, that was what we were up to. But yeah, I feel like in terms of like, I don't know, in terms of like a character getting what they deserve or like deserving better or whatever, Hiyoko just sucked. I hate. Oh no, actually, okay, I will explain that one. We were talking a lot about Hiyoko and fuck, what is her name? I can never remember the Ibuki. They both probably would have ended up in Seems About Right if that murder had been Hiyori was the first one, or Hiyoko was the first one, and then Ibuki was the accidental kill that was like part of that one. I think that one would have turned out better. You know what? It was because Mondo and Taka deserved to get to go to Folsom together, I think is what I said on stream.
殺人を犯す人は決して利害の存在なんかじゃない。みんな私たちと同じ人間。渋谷探偵にも彼女が凶行に至った理由があったはず。それを解き明かすことこそ私たち探偵の仕事です。
それってもしかして魔界さんの言葉？渋谷さんは僕らを騙し続けていたけど、彼女から聞いた言葉の全てが嘘だったなんて思えない。文学さん、約束するよ。渋谷さんが八つ咲港に組みした理由は必ず解き明かしてみせる。魔界さんのためにも渋谷さんのためにもね。
序列最下位のくせによく言いますね。まあ、
Jesus,
期待せずに待っています。と、少女は皮肉っぽく笑っていった。
I mean, we can believe a word she said. We just need to contextualize it better. Bookworm snickers. She may be mocking me, but it's still a relief to see. I'll gladly take any amount of verbal abuse and derision if it helps soften the pain of losing Mystic.
みんな、通路の終わりが見えてきたよ。何が待ち受けているかわからないから慎重に進もう。
I mean, not even low 80s. Like they kill. Like Oh, that's right. Downtown did kill all of those researchers. And that was like 40 people or something, didn't she say? So we might be in like the top 50 now. I mean, we might still be the lowest rank because we might be 50 out of 50 at this point, but like we're going up. We're moving up. No, I think the first one, they said it was like a lot of people, wasn't it? I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, Workaholic warns us from the front of the group. When I look forward, I notice that it's slightly brighter up ahead. So this long passageway does end after all. I can feel Bookworm's hand clench in mine.
行こう。文学さん。
Oh, only in the 20s? Okay. I stay by your side as we walk toward the light, and then a familiar dungeon stretches before us. Uh-oh.
場所って
We're about to have some mental illness. A feverish sensation arises in the back of my head, and I feel as if I'm about to keel over from dizziness. I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't put two and two together before and realized that this is where he'd been kidnapped to, but pushing past it, I slowly take in my environs, a strong sense of deja vu sinking into me. The cold, bleak space is choked by dust and a metallic odor. Our footsteps echo off the concrete, lit by flickering gray lights above. There's no mistaking it. This lifeless place is the same one I've seen countless times in my dreams.
気づいたみたいだね。
Yeah, ideal. Holmes appears next to me, scanning the room with a stern expression.
ここは10年前に私たちが
Watto.
監禁されていた部屋だ。
Oh, you just mean the part where he's incompetent. I mean, yeah.
謎の多い10年前の
But also, that was a sarcastic name given to him by Downtown, who's a liar. How can we trust anything she said about us? And also, we keep catching everyone. Watto-san is still very funny. There's so many questions I want to ask. Oh shit, that one was not supposed to be. All the detectives are close by. I'll have to wait until later so I don't look suspicious. At least I'm not the only one who's surprised.
何なんですの？この牢屋だらけの部屋
That implies that she didn't know either, and I don't really know how she
この
wouldn't.
ような牢獄を隠しているだなんて、まるで犯罪組織じゃありませんの。
つまり探偵同盟は犯罪組織だったってことかな。こいつは驚きだね。
芸道さん、その冗談はさすがに笑えませんわ。
I mean, yeah, but they did name downtown
探偵同盟が
downtown,
犯罪に加
which
担す
doesn't
る
mean
など
anything.
ありえませんわ。
おーっと、ごめんごめん。次は笑えるジョークを口に
And
できるように
downtown's
努め
creative.
るよ。
She's creative enough, or she was creative enough to lie.
皮肉をまともに受け止めるんじゃありません
Thank you for
わ。
the Jack Redeem. Hi, Apollo.
芸道ちゃんの冗談はさておき、謎が多い場所なことは間違いないわよね。
I don't know if they all pick their own names. I think it's kind of a combination of what's assigned to them and what they pick.
嫌な気配がするよ。
Yeah, Gourmet's got the breast boobs, jugs, and titties. How are you doing, Apollo?
飛躍君の言う通りだ。まずは冷静に全員で調査を進めていこう。
It just feels kind of weird because, like, I feel like Gourmet could be more interesting. I feel
僕らが歩いていた
if they make her the mastermind, I'm gonna be so annoyed by it. I think that'll be
通路は研究棟に繋がっている
boring.
と考えていたけれど違った。この地下施設は明らかに誰かを監禁することが目的の場所だ。まさか探偵同盟は犯罪者を監禁する自警団的。
Yeah, Japanese law enforcement would never. I mean, how do you keep someone extra legally in Japan? You're basically allowed to like hold them hostage for 3 weeks or
その
something.
ようなことを探
Also,
偵
good
が
evening,
犯人を
Dits.
拘束する必要なんて皆無だ。まずは監禁されていた対象を。
科学の坊ちゃん、また自分の世界に入っちまってるぞ。ちゃんと社畜のおっさんの話を聞こうな。
ごめんなさい。
文学さん、じっと牢屋を見つめてどうしたの？
来て。
Oh, Bookworm pulls me by the sleeve over to one of the countless cells in the room.
ベッドがあるし、鍵もかけられます。休息に最適な場所ではないですか？
I mean,
少女はグッドアイデアを伝えた。
I see what she means. Now that she's pointed it out, I can see a rather unconventional bed suspended by chains to the walls. There's an alcove where the frame would normally fold up into and not in use. Also, yeah, if Gourmet's plan was to kill everyone, I think she would have had the easiest time. But also, like... I don't know, I get the feeling that this is maybe not a good place to sleep, all things considered. This was the murder prison. For children. This is... this was Hope's Peak Academy. Upon it is a simple mattress that should suffice for the purposes of rest. Bookworm looks utterly exhausted. Not only is she the youngest one here, but somebody dear to her was killed today. She may not have noticed yet, but I'm certain she's nearing the brink of exhaustion.
社畜さん、みんな疲れていると思いますし、今日はもう休みませんか？牢屋の鍵を見つけて、各自で内側から施錠すれば、安心して休むことができると思います。
うん、それはいい案だね。じゃあ早速動ける人で鍵を探してみようか。
Someone's gonna die in these cells
安心しな。
real
さっき
fast.
そこの棚が妙に匂ったんで調べてみたら
Smelled
よ。
funny.
鍵の束を見つけ
God,
た
what
ぜ
are you? Oh right, I feel she has like Gin
さすが
powers.
ヤマトさん、本当にすごい嗅覚だね。
みんな私以上に活躍してばかり。
Yeah, you haven't really worked very hard,
長者として
workaholic.
立つ瀬がないな。
皆さん牢屋で一泊することには何の抵抗もありませんよね。
非日常的なことが続きすぎてて感覚が麻痺してるんだよきっと。
Oh. Check the cells just in case, ensuring there are no traps here like in the manor. There's no furniture apart from the beds, and since all the cells have the same layout, we finish fast. Nothing but rows and rows of bars, just like any jail.
どの牢屋に入るかみんなの希望がまとまったから図に起こしてみたよ。
Okay, there's gonna be a murder here.
社畜さんが書いたんですか？すごくお上手ですね。
Guys, I've drawn out a map of where everyone was sleeping. All of our doors have portraits of ourselves. That's how we know that it happened in Makoto's room.
会社で上司から仕掛け絵本の企画を命じられたことがあってね。その時に練習したんだ。
Inside,
企画はポシャったけど娘が喜ぶような絵を描けるようになったから結果オーライだよね。
He has a daughter?
事情がな。
Weird, but okay. At any rate, it's very easy to tell in the diagram where each detective is resting. A wide central path is sandwiched between a row of cells on either side. Also, I will say, 16 cells, this is just... They were doing Danganronpa. Oh, maybe he has. If we consider the room's entrance to be south, then the men are on the east and the women on the west, out of consideration to the latter. Other than that, the detectives seem to be randomly distributed. Workaholic is definitely killing someone here. Guys, I think it's randomly distributed, which means there's no way it is. Only one detail stands out to me.
文学さん、一人部屋でも大丈夫？
はい。
Someone's bed is going to get retracted into the wall violently and they're going to get
今日は文学さんの部屋の入り口
moited.
の近くにマットレスを敷いて、僕も同じ部屋で寝るよ。そうすれば
A mattress. It's
侵入しようとする人がい
a
ても
stone
気づける
block.
と思うし。
Yeah, some of these doors aren't actually locked. Some people are going to
い
get
きなり何を
rearranged.
言い出しますのあなた。
What? Feel the burn of every eye in the room boring into me. Did I say something wrong?
気持ちはわかるけど、文学ちゃんもレディーなんだから。
Guys, they very clearly are. He's just offering to like stay, like keep watch.
仲間同
He's
士な
not-
のにどうしてそんな。
He's not trying to sleep with her, you guys.
こ
Be
の
normal.
変態ロリコン野郎と言って
Child chasing diva.
少
Okay,
女は
guys.
黄金の右足を犯罪者予備軍の
They're accusing him of trying to sleep with her, which is like
いや
he also very clearly was like, I'll sleep on a mattress on the floor. Like a bunch of you were sleeping in whatever. What did I do wrong? I was just worried. Why is she so mad?
これはワト君が悪いな。
No,
こってり絞られ
they could just say, no, I don't think so.
そうして。
Come on. The only response I received to my question is Holmes being smiled. Like, again, if he said it, like, if at any point he'd been any sort of leering or creepy or weird, sure. But he's been like the most chaste of any character in any of these games.
どうして無能の兄さんは責められてんだ？この寒さの中で床で寝るのは確かに危険だけどよ。仲間思いで結構なこ
Also,
とじゃねえか。
importantly, wait, I don't actually know how old
うん
Bookworm
ヤマト
is.
さんにはそのままでいて
Okay, I think Rowdy also doesn't get it. Like, yeah, people are dying. They recognize that. They just think that he's trying to sleep with her, which is so weird because, like, he's not saying like I'll share a bed with you. He's saying I'll bring a mat, which there's not really a mattress there. It is just a piece of stone stuck in the wall. But like he's very clearly not trying to do that. He's just trying to be like, hey, I'll keep watch because your dad was just murdered by someone we were friends with. Yeah, there are two types of uni beds. It's either a concrete slab or it is a mattress that is like so fucking busted that it is touching the floor from in the bed frame. I enter my room and give it a once over. Cobwebs cover the ceiling, making me uneasy about walking around without crouching. You're so tiny, you're fine. But the walls and bars are sturdy, so no one should be able to force their way in. I'll at least be able to sleep in peace. That leaves only one thing to worry about.
本当に文学くんの元へ行くのか？また怒られるのがオチだぞ。
Also, hi Lexi.
彼女はきっと無理をしています。仲間として放っておけませんよ。
今夜は君が気にしていた
Kyoko is doing what she did in the games, where she just looks down and does nothing to help. And then at the very end, she'll be like, oh, I'm so glad you figured it out, because I was going to have to tell you if you didn't, but like you did, so it's okay. Like, I know what's happening, but I'm glad you figured out what's happening.
また別の機会にお願いします。中井さんには多くのことを教わりましたから。こんな僕でも文学さんの力になれるなら最善を尽くしたいんです。
まったく他人のことになると石みたいに固くなだな。
But I don't know.
では対話の時間はまた明日にでもゆっくり取るとし。
Again, I get why they were like, yeah, no, you can't be in a room with a girl. Which is like, fine. Like, again, if they'd said that and he was like, oh, sorry, I just realized what like the implications of that would be, okay. But like, for one, having him not realize why they're reacting weirdly, I mean, he is always in a room with a girl, but she is dead. And they don't know that. But like, it would not be that hard to figure out, I'm sure. Also, she can like travel through walls and shit. I unlock the cell from inside and head out. A faint metallic noise echoes through the dungeon, giving me a start. Yeah, she spies on him in the shower. Also, the murder has already happened. The ceiling of the dungeon has a motion sensor. Normally, coming into the hall should trigger the lights. When Doleful first entered, they flicked on as soon as he stepped foot in the room.
夜間はモーションセンサーがオフになり、照明がつかないようプログラミングされているのだろう。
This is going to be an argument point, because someone's going to say, wait, but if they stepped out of their cell, it would have activated the lights. And we're going to say, no, because they were deactivated at night.
一度ついた電灯は時間経過で消えるし、センサーのオフが消灯時刻として機能しているわけだな。
Ideal was one of the kids who was getting tortured down here. She was the one that got killed that we thought died in here with us.
今さら気づいたのか？君は旗から見れば。
Yeah, okay. Hi, Stitch. She is right about this, where, like, they're already on edge thinking that he is trying to creep on her, which he obviously wasn't, but, like, don't do this. Creeping out in the dark towards the young girl's room is going to make it bad. No one has faced elimination yet, but, like, it's not looking good. I finally realized how shady I must appear. Still, I can't let this go. I'm just going to check and make sure Bookworm is sleeping all right. Don't! Having made up my mind, I start heading towards her cell, but then... What do you have? Yeah, it's Workaholic. I turn around to see Workaholic right behind me. How did he get there? I failed to notice him at all, and the darkness hadn't helped. You snuck up on him in the dark. I think he's allowed to be scared. And also, he has trauma. Yeah, I'm sure you were very worried about her. We're not the only ones.
野郎の声がすると思ったらあんたたちかよ。
考
えていたことは同じみたいね。一緒に文学ちゃんの顔を見に行きましょう。
Weird that they're interpreting this much more charitably than what happened before, personally, but whatever. We join Rowdy and Gourmet and make our way over to Bookworm's cell as a group. Okay, good, she's alive. I did really think that it was about to be a murder. I mean, someone's clearly gonna die here. I just don't know who or when. The Bookworm is wide awake. The moment she noticed us approaching, she moved forward and posed her question. Did Gourmet bring snacks? Workaholic is hot. Like, him and oh fuck, Larry from Pokemon, like from Scarlet and Violet. They have very similar like pathetic old man yaoi energy. Yeah,
嘘が
except they're not
多すぎで
old.
す
Well, I guess Larry's like
探偵ですか
older, but I think Workaholic is like in his 20s.
少女は軽蔑の目を無能探偵へ向けた
Yeah, okay, so quick roll call. There are 10 people left alive based off of the photo or the drawing that we saw earlier. We have Bookworm, Incompetent, Gourmet, Rowdy, Workaholic with us right now. We have not seen Techie, Armor, Doleful, Posh. Techie, Armor, Doleful, Posh. Who's the last one? Workaholic, I can definitely see that for him. Who's our last one though? Oh, Renegade. Yeah, so that's the 5 that we haven't seen yet. But also, Workaholic was wandering around before we got out here. I'm disappointed in my weak excuse, but Bookworm merely sighs before, or deeply before retrieving the key to herself from her pocket.
扉の前で騒がれると寝ている方々の迷惑です
It's a cell. There's bars.
中へ入ってくだ
What?
さい
This isn't a soundproof area.
少女はしぶしぶ開錠してあげた
But also, someone's gonna like
ありがとう
take the key off of her or something. They're gonna
次
pickpocket
に
her.
大声を出したら帰ってもらいますと
But
少
also,
女は
yeah, like at this point, what are you hiding from? Half the roster is here. We've got a majority. Oh, there is a blanket and pillows on there. After you let us in, we sat on a floor in Bookworm cell. Cold concrete floor makes me shiver. Sitting here is one thing, but sleeping like this would be another. Now I understand why the beds are suspended from the walls.
文学ちゃん好きなお菓子はあるかしら私趣味がツーリングだから
Road trips,
全
sure,
国
gourmet.
のご当地お菓子を持ち歩いているのよ
ツーリングとお菓子に関係性はないのでは
I mean, yeah, they are.
素朴な
You do want good
疑問を
snacks for a road trip. I just don't think this counts as a road trip.
もう何を言ってるのツーリングといえばサービスエリアでの食事とお土産の物色でしょ
きっと多くのツーリング好きの主目的は
Well, it's not why you take a road trip, but it's what happens. It's part of the adventure.
あんこサンドをもらってもいいかな。
Yeah, where were you holding a
実は
jelly
大
donut?
好物なんだ。
社畜のおっさん
You're gonna taste some
なん
snacks
つ
this
うかあ
morning.
んたお菓子の趣味まで地味なんだな
もう諦めてるよ。私はどうあがいても地味な男だからね。
キャラ付けのために魔界探偵の愛用していた聖剣をあげましょうか
Holy Blade?
少女は最高の打開策を提案した
いや、それはちょっと。
政権と会社員はどうあがいても噛み合わなそう
Yeah, they're just bullying him for no reason.
ですが近年は会社員がトラックにひかれて勇
Oh.
者になる筋書きの小説も多
She
々あ
didn't
り
see.
ますよ
She's like, you're gonna get
少
isekai.
女は
I'll give you the
自らの
sword.
案を補足する
それ異世界転生ものだよね政権を持つ前に転生しないといけないやつ
あなたすぐに突っ込みますね
Retort detective?
突っ込み探偵が解明したらどうですか
She's like, can you shut the fuck up?
少女は突っ込みに突っ込みを返した
Everyone bursts out laughing at Bookworm Detective's merciless barbs. Feels like Bookworm's been speaking more. Maybe she's starting to relax. I'll be happy if this visit helps her, even if only a bit. As we eat Gourmet's assortment of snacks and continue chatting, I begin to hear lively voices drifting in from afar. It's Armor and Techie. We hadn't seen either of them for some time. What's more, Armor is carrying a bag bulging with food.
武装さんその食料どうしたの
毒ガスが満ちる前に食堂から持ち出してきたのである。
When did you have time to do
彼
that?
の鎧は多少の毒ではびくともし
Also,
な
I
い。
don't think that's how armor
我
works,
だけ
but
が果
sure.
たし得る任務だったのだ。
鎧は平気でもあなた自身は平気じゃないでしょうま
Yeah,
だガスが
thank you,
蔓延
Techie.
していなかったから助かっただけで
Oh, that's right, he did
ガス
run
を
off
吸っていたら
earlier.
普通に死ん
Although
で
we
い
don't
ました
know
よ
why for real. I
念
guess
の
he,
ためピカピ
he
カ
could be an
君に女性
accomplice. It might just be that he is
僕
genuinely
の
very
シャワー
smart and he
室で
just
鎧
says
を洗っ
shit.
たから平気だと思いますけど
Oh, squeaky
もう
cleany.
絶対にしないでください
Aw.
武装さんのせいでもう女性用の薬品がすっからかんです
Oh
次は
no.
助けてあげられませんからね。
If someone else gets poisoned now, we've written out a potential plot hole here. Good job. I mean, like, it is good to cover your bases. It just also is very funny to me. Being like, guys, just so you know, I may have had a way to get rid of poison before, but I don't need more. Just in case that comes up later. Armor's clearly dismayed by Techie's unusual display of anger. I'm grateful to Armor, but his actions really are far too unsafe. We're in danger as it is. Acting alone only increases the risk of being ambushed. But still, no matter how rash Armor may be, this particular bout of recklessness doesn't quite make sense.
食料が大事なのはわかるけど、どうして単独行動してまで取りに行ったの？
どうしてもこれだけは持ち出さなければならないと思ったのだ。
It's gonna be Mystic's body. Armor takes out a plastic container with sandwiches neatly packed inside it. Bookworm gasps almost immediately.
それは
Oh.
お父さんの。
Posh, doleful,
その
and
通り
renegade.
である。魔界殿が作ってくれたブリティッシュサンドの余りだ。このサンドだけでも残ってはいまいかと、改めて冷蔵庫を見に行ったのである。
Okay, you're excused. Earlier, the chaotic mess of food scattered around distracted us from thoroughly scouring the fridge. The sandwiches must have been hidden in the back.
食料なら昼にほとんどぐちゃぐちゃにされていたのを一緒に確認したよね。どうして今さら冷蔵庫のチェックを？
But also, like, she was just calming down, and now he's like, by the way, memories.
渋谷殿であろう。
Hi.
彼女ならいくらトリックに必要だとはいえ、魔界殿が最後に作った料理を。
Would she be that invested in the sandwiches that he made? I don't know if that's really... Not that I plan on ever murdering anyone, but like, I don't know if I would identify the sandwiches that they threw into a plastic container earlier in that day as like an important last memory.
くんくん。毒の香りはなし。渋谷ちゃんは本
Also,
当
it's
に
British food.
そのサン
It
ドイッ
barely
チ
counts
に
as
は
edible.
何の手出しもしなかったのね。
Hi, Taka. How are you? Appa.
あれだけ荒らされたのに不思議だわ。タッパーに詰められていたおかげかしら。
違うと思います。このサンドは魔界さんの最後の手料理だから。
Why would downtown care?
音楽さんに残しておいて
Downtown murdered
も
her
らったんじゃないで
dad.
しょうか。
I don't know if that's really...
優しい想像ね。その魔界ちゃん当人を殺した殺人鬼にそんな思いやりができるのかしら。
姉さん、俺も無能の兄さんに同意だぜ。渋谷の野郎はきっとこの手料理にだけは手を出せなかったんだよ。殺人鬼だって人間だ。どこかしら心が壊れて
Rowdy, I get what
き
you're
つくにまでは
saying.
成り下がれねえんだろうぜ。
But like...
渋谷さんは幼馴染を八つ崎港に殺されている。そんな彼女が
I
なぜ八つ崎港
I
に
think it's
加担
pretty
した
clear
のか
that she killed her friend with him. And if not, was like, oh my god, I hated her anyways.
渋谷さんの強行の裏にはその親友の死が関わっていると思うんです。
Why do you have a heart?
彼
She
女が八つ崎港に進
she
出していたの
killed your friend with a spike trap. Incompetent. Downtown gave us a hint about the quartering Duke cases right before she died. Her face in those final moments looked so incredibly sad. There's no way to know what she was thinking then. Still, I want to believe that she was rooting for us to beat him in the end.
恨んでいるはずの八つ崎港にどうして手を貸したのか。その理由を紐解くことが八つ崎港事
I
件
mean,
を
yeah,
解
okay,
決す
Downtown
る
didn't
糸口
kill
に
her,
な
but
る
like,
と信じています。
Downtown was awakened to her love for murder
No.
by quartering Duke
私
killing
も同
her.
感だよ。この事件の裏に渦巻く猛襲の種を暴かない限り、八つ崎港事件を解決することは難しいだろう。このまま奴の好きにはさせない。何をしてでも止めてみせる。
そのサンドイッチを含めて食料に毒が付着していないのは確認済みですよ。せっかくですし皆さんで食べませんか？文学さん？
Oh, she's gonna be crying. Oh. Tears well in Bookworm's eyes as she clutches a sandwich. Her lips tremble and her voice falters as she fights to keep herself from weeping.
文学さん、泣きたかったら泣いていいんだよ。
少女は私には泣く権利がないと思った。
Okay, the music is cut. We can tone it down on the
キュウリが
violence.
嫌いだからといって魔界探偵がいくら作ってくれてもこのサンドイッチを食べなかった一回も
Also, yeah, it is important to remember that I think she's been orphaned twice over. Her parents were killed, and then Mystic adopted her, and then he got killed too. Bookworm strains to speak in her usual manner, struggling with all her might to narrate from an objective third-person perspective. Maybe all of this is a coping mechanism for a girl who already lost her beloved family once. Seeing her desperation is heart-wrenching.
少女はもうお礼の一つも言えない泣いたところで後悔の念しか湧き上がらない いいことなどないだから少女は
理屈なんて必要あるかバカ野郎
Rowdy, not the time for that energy either.
そんなの悲しいに決まってるだろうが泣いていいんだよ
The sentence, look, your dad just died, yeah? Is a real way to say that, Rowdy.
少女
Bookworm hides her face. She must understand this on a rational level, but it may be that her social awkwardness stops her from accepting the truth. I can sympathize given my own interpersonal ineptitude.
文学さん、今日だけは僕たちにだけは弱さを見せてもいいんじゃないかな。僕たちは君の味方だから。君の弱さを決して笑ったりしないし、懸念もしない。中井さんも仲間のことは信頼していたよね。
Also, high chase.
だから文学さんも信じてほしいんだ。僕たちのことを。
Bookworm looks up, her gaze meeting mine. A tear escapes down one of her escapes one of her eyes, running down her cheek as she stares at me.
少女は
Oh.
私はちゃんとお父さんにお礼を言いたかった。もっと一緒にいたかった。
Oh.
たくさんのことを教わりたかった。お父さん、ごめんなさい。最後まで素直な娘になれなくてごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
As I thought, she'd been repressing these feelings this entire time. Oh. It was only natural. Detectives aren't perfect, flawless heroes after all. Like when Holmes and Mystic died, or when Downtown defected to the enemy, I'm reminded once again that every DA member is still just a human being. We sit alongside Bookworm in silence until she finishes crying. Hi, Willow! You got here at a very sad moment. She's on her second orphaning. We do this in hopes that tomorrow she'll be able to take her first steps going forward. We do this in order to support her, forever and always. And also there's probably a murder happening somewhere around here. Posh.
そんな遠くから見守っていないで、家族さんも文学
Okay,
さ
so
んも
Renegade's the only one
家
who's...
に帰ったら
Maybe
どう
Renegade is gonna kill someone.
心配だったんだよね、家族さん。この力に入ってからずっと目で文学さんを追っていたし。はあ、何を言っていますの？高貴な私が庶民の心配などするわけがありませんでしょ。
Oh my god.
私はただ足手まといのお子ちゃまがちゃんと吹っ切れられるかどうか様子を伺っていただけですわ。そういうあなたの方こそ合流す
Your
ればよろ
fellow
しいではありません
lowborns?
の。
Jesus.
あなたの仲良しの
Maybe
庶民も
Renegade is.
一緒にいるのでしょ。
I would say it's not entirely unreasonable. I guess like the early theory based on not seeing him at all is that if someone has already died, obviously it has to be Renegade because he's the only one who's not visible at this point. And that maybe Workaholic was killing him in the night because he was like, you're clearly a danger to all of us, which would make sense, but...
不幸を呼び込む僕にあの輪に入る資格なんてないよ。
Doleful.
僕さえいなければきっと魔界さんも死なずに済んだんだ。
Oh,
僕のこの体質は
I'm so sorry to hear that, Willow. I hope you feel better soon.
誰かと一緒にいちゃいけないんだ。
そんなことはないでしょう。あなたの力のおかげで実際に私たちは助けられているのです
Yeah,
し。
I'm not sure who's really like.
ほら、やっぱり
It's just the fact
優
they
しい
haven't shown him yet, and they've shown everyone else, which makes it feel like it's a little bit. You want you in
家
office?
族さんは手を取り合える人だって信じてる。
Bizarre.
もし僕の身に何かが起こったら、
God, people have gotten so stupid about COVID over
ミノ
time.
君を助けてあげてね。
Like, remember when like they started shortening the isolation periods down from like 2 weeks to a week to like a couple days, and everyone was like, "Okay, but the virus hasn't stopped being infectious. Like, it hasn't changed. You just are willing to infect more people." It was so dumb. But yeah, doleful. Oh, Bessie. Oh no. If something ever happens to me, help incompetent on my behalf. Bitch, you are dead. You're gonna be dead yesterday. It's so
別な
over
こと
for
を
you.
言うんじゃありませんわよ。私がいる以上、
Or they're
も
gonna
う
get double
八つこ
killed.
の好きにさせるものですか。
This is gonna be the third case
私
thing all
が
over
必
again.
ず八つ咲き子を捕まえてみせますわ。
そんなに笑うと文学さんたちにバレちゃうよ。
That's good. Before I know it, morning has come. There's so much good music in this. I like it a lot. Yeah, like, battling the renegade wasn't like, can you guys shut the fuck up? Anyways, before I know it, the morning has come. We gather in the area between the cells to eat breakfast. All 10 of us sit in a circle. In the middle is the food Armor brought, as well as some cans that were found in the warden's room. So yeah, everyone survived. Just, I mean, maybe we're gonna be here for another day. But there's no way that all that detail didn't matter. Anyways, Armor sits to my right and Bookworm my left. The latter must have slept well. Her face looks livelier than when we spoke last night.
こうして輪になって食事をとるのもなんだか合宿のようで楽しいのである。
Yeah,
バカはお気楽で羨ましいですね。
the only reason I don't wear more masks is honestly because, like, I live in a pretty conservative place and people were weird about masks even when everyone was wearing them.
これだけ人数がいるのに、
And
食
I
料はわずかなのです。
don't go out ever.
監視室に残っていた缶詰を加えたとは
But
言
yeah,
って
like,
も
it's not doing good. I don't know, it's all
日課があればそ
so
こをつく
disappointing,
でしょ
but that's still the state of things.
可及的速やかに次の行動を定めなければ私たちは餓死しますよと少女は冷静に現実を述べた。
すまない。能天気すぎたのである。
Bookworm shuts Armor down with ease. Her wordplay is quick as a whip and her tongue sharper than ever. She definitely has her roll of energy back now.
文学さん、まだその口調は続けるんだね。
Bookworm smiles impudently as I quietly whisper to her.
頼りにならない大人が多いですからね。私はでき
I
る
was
限り
consumed by whims.
客観的な目線から推理できるよう
Coming
注
from-
意しようと思います。
Coming from, like,
私は必ず八つ咲き子私は必ず
oh wait,
八つ咲き子の正
oh, why restarts the audio? Oh, I see, okay. But yeah, many pardons, I was consumed by whimsy is just... Oh, poor him.
もちろんだよ。一緒に頑張ろうね、文学さん。
I feel like Armor could be an accomplice and it's all in an act, but I don't know. Her expression brightens. I can't detect the worry that had been present yesterday. She may need more time to fully recover, but progress is progress. I hope to stay by her and help out in whatever small way I can.
上流階級である私が地べたに座って食事をするだなんて。ピンカートン家の人間として恥ずかしいですわ。
Part of me wants to believe that she doesn't know anything about the Pinkertons.
日本人たるもの
And she's just been like told something by her parents and like, yeah, you're part of like this really like she was like, what's it mean to be a Pinkerton? Everyone's like saying that name. And her parents were like, it means that your family are like super rich and special and important and famous detectives and don't ask any more questions about it. And so she thinks that. She has no idea. Someone's gonna tell her eventually.
ヤマトちゃん、あなたは女の子なのだからもっと座り方も考えた方がいいと思うわ。それに私を含め日本人以外の子も多いからね。
Oh, so
この缶詰、賞味期限が10年以上前ではありませんの？本当に食べられますの？これ。
いちいちキャンキャン騒がしいやつだな。
well, yeah, but I think that's because just the Pinkertons in general are not in the place of prominence they once were.
幸い蛇口をひね
Also,
れ
yeah.
ば水はいくらでも出るんだ。 俺の経験から言わせても
I
ら
do
うと
think that Gourmet might be the only one who's not
一週間くらいなら
Japanese, at least of the survivors. I'm not sure.
バカじゃありませんの。野蛮人のあなたと高貴な私の胃を同等に扱わないでくださいまし。
じゃあ食べるしかないわね。大丈夫よ。私は昔錆びついた缶詰だけで
I mean, yeah, they're definitely still active, but like, we're not in an era of the Pinkertons going around and like breaking kneecaps. They're still doing some fuck shit, but like, the modern iteration of them are not going to be the villains of a fucking Rockstar game anymore.
全然大丈夫に思えませんわ。もう嫌ですわ、この庶民たち。
大丈夫だよ家族さん。本当に危ない缶詰が混ざっていたら僕の体が反応
They've
してくれる
become
と
marginally
思
more
う
civilized as
し
an organization. Not by much, but like, when you're the Pinkertons, any improvement is welcome
無
to
菌
some
状
extent.
態で密封するためです。缶詰に穴が開いていたり腐敗ガスで膨らんでいなければ科学的には10年以上持つはずですよ。
Why does it keep turning off my autoplay thing? Oh, does it turn off if I ever... Oh, okay, I see.
湿気も少ないため
That's... I think I can't press the button after I've pressed it or it'll disable it anyways. Weird.
とは言いつつ科学くんもお菓子ばかりで缶詰をあまり食べてないよね。
科学的な根拠があるとは言っても実際に食べたいかどうかはまた別問題ですから。
ひーくんが何も感じないなら食べても大丈夫さ。めったに体験できないし、俺はたらふく缶詰をいただくとするよ。
食べ過ぎて腹を壊さないでくれよ。いくら腐っていないとはいえ不安な食料であることは間違いないからね。さて、当面の問題は文学さんも言っていた通り、
I was having
こ
fun
の
listening
食
to
料が
that
尽きるまでに何を
jackass
するかだ
workaholic. You
ね。
ruined my vibe.
洋館には毒ガスが発生していて、仮に毒ガスで死ぬ前に洋館の外へ出られたとしても、外には例の
Yeah,
黒い
Techie's got a
中
special
がついてい
wheelchair.
る。
He's doing all kinds of shit. He can go upstairs and everything, I think.
この地下牢で救助を待とうにも食料はわずかだ。この地下牢にも隠し通路があることを信じて調査を進めるのはどうかな。
俺も賛成
Oh my god, are we gonna get to do another investigation thing in
研
here?
究棟へと続く道があることは間違いない。
Establish this is the next murder scene and then someone's gonna die? Like, there's no way nobody dies in here.
何か確信するきっかけでもあったのかい？
Oh yeah, there's no way. He didn't get that shit off the
監視室で
shelves.
缶詰を探しているときにこのエレベーターの鍵を見つけたんだよ。
Elevator key. As he speaks, Renegade Detective draws a key out from his pocket. The tag dangling below it does indeed read elevator.
エレベーターの鍵。この地下牢にはエレベーターなんてないのにどうして？
おかしいと思うよね。俺もそう思って理由を考えてみたんだ。
I mean, part of it's that Renegade isn't getting distracted with bullshit. And he is like the number 3 detective or something, isn't he?
メンテナンス用か特殊な操作を行うために使われるものだろう。
Where is he in here? Oh, he was right. Okay, I'm dumb. He was number 4. So, like, he was pretty high up there. He will kill culprits, albeit indirectly. Oh. Wait. As his own past is riddled with murder, he's fitted with an explosive collar device known as the decapitation rabbit and is typically held under house arrest in his apartment. Wow. So he's, they've put a your turn to die collar on him and everything. That's interesting. Who's gonna activate that though? Like,
洋館にもエレベーターなんてなかったし、必要でもない。この島の中でエレベーターがある建物は一つだけさ。
well, I know he's definitely been stated to kill people before. I'm saying more like the fact that he has a collar put on him that will blow his head off. Because they haven't mentioned that before, I don't think.
研究棟か。
Also, decapitation rabbit is an interesting name for that.
おそらくこれは研究棟のエレベーターの鍵だよ。さて、そうなると疑問が生じる。ここは洋館の地下だから 研究棟からはだいぶ
Did
離れて
she?
いるよ
Oh,
ね。
wow.
用途のないものを保管するはずもない。どうして研究棟のエレベーターの鍵をこの地下牢で保管する必要があるのかな。
わかったぞ。つまりこの地下牢はエレベーターの業者さんが暮らすための施設だったということだな。
Armor. No.
惜しいね。全然違うよ。
Oh, they are? Oh, I thought they were like.
遠く離れたこの
I thought that was like a tattoo or something based on, because like
鍵が用意されているわ。
it matched like the red on the rest of him. I figured that was okay. That makes a bit more sense, I guess. I don't think if it's kept here, that must mean there's a reason it needs to be here. The elevator key is required to be at the dungeon. In other words, the dungeon is where the elevator is, I guess. It is the research facility, I guess. Okay. Connects to the well, yeah, that seems like
つまりこの地下牢と研究棟はつながっているということかな。
whatever.
ここから研究棟へ行けるなら研究棟で必要な鍵が保管されていてもおかしくは
I
ない。
mean, all that does is just kind of confirm that there were human experiments going on in here.
大正解。その通りだよ、無能君。
Thank you for ignoring me getting it
さら
wrong
に詳しく
twice.
言えば、おそらくこの地下と研究棟の間を移動するのに、このエレベーターの鍵を使う必要があるのだろうね。研究棟のエレベーターには地下へと移動するボタンはなかった。この鍵を使うことで、地下と地上とをつなぐ操作が可能になるんじゃないかな。
Oh, maybe.
なるほど。君の話をまとめると、この地下牢には研究棟のエレベーターへとつながる通路が隠されているはずだってことだね。
そういうことさ。一見袋小路にしか見えないこの牢獄にも必ず地上へと続く隠された道が存在するんだよ。この食事が終わったらみんなで捜索しようよ。探偵は助け合いだからね。
Renegade, you're kind of doing too much for this conversation. Renegade Detective asks this uncharacteristic question with a smile. Given his past actions, I fully suspect he has an ulterior motive. But for now, Renegade Detective makes a good point. Everyone wants to escape from this place, it would be best to do as he suggests. I think there's a good chance he's just trying to figure out a way to get that collar off of him, honestly. That would make sense.
どう探せばいいのかな。
Like, he's like, yeah, it was probably manufactured here. There's probably like a way to get it off here.
通路を開く仕掛けがどこかに隠されているはずだけど。
Or he's hoping to do more murders. Who
この
knows?
地下室は
I think
監
he's
視してい
want
な
to
い
get the collar off before doing
そ
a
もそ
murder
も調
anyways.
べられ
But
そうなものもないよね。
ゲームだと奇妙な石像や絵画があって何らかのアクションを起こすと道が開いたりするんですけど、
ここが牢獄であることを考えると分かりやすい仕掛けがあるはずもないでしょう。知ってさえいれば簡単に開けて、知らないと絶対に見つけられない。例えばどこかの壁にスイッチがあると考え
I do
る
feel kind of bad for her that she's sort of gone back to the narration, but oh
少
well.
女は自らの推理を語る。
確かにそうだね。これだけの広さだから壁に仕掛けを施せばバレる心配もほとんどないだろうし。
It's gonna be in
じゃ
one
あ
of the
早
cells or
速みん
something.
なで探してみようか。
ここで少しでもタンパク質を摂取しておかなければ
Gosh,
体
can
力
you be
不足は
normal?
必至。
Like,
缶
calm
詰
down.
を食べるしかない。
Yeah, just eat some food. It's you're gonna be fine. Let's hi Jake. Thank you for the jacket redeem. Munch munch.
あ
Crunch
ら
crunch.
やだ、美味しいですわ。全然いけますわね、この焼き鳥感。で
Now we
も
need to go back to the good music.
さすがにこのイワシ缶は美味しいではありませんの。
She would lose her fucking mind at like a 7-Eleven hot dog. You know what I mean?
缶詰など恐れるに足りませんわね。
花の色は移りにけりないたずらに古き三好をかぶる愛
I mean, I like a gas station hot dog
私で一句読むん
sometimes.
じゃありません
For whatever reason, they're really good. After breakfast, we begin a thorough sweep of the dungeon. Several hours into the process, we fail to turn up much of anything.
無能くん、文学さん、監視室の調査はどうだった？
監視室の中には
A Costco hot dog? Oh, yeah, no. You'd have to drag her kicking and screaming at gunpoint into a Costco.
これ以上は調べ
But
ても意味が
if you
ない
gave her one of the hot dogs, she would burn the family's... burn the entire account on there. Costco hot dogs are great. What's the quote from the CEO of that again? Costco co-founder once said, quote, "I will kill you," to CEO who suggested raising the price, or who wanted to hike the price of the $1.50 hot dog combo. Oh, I can't read this article because of that. Wait, the Costco hot dog has its own Wikipedia page. The Costco hot dog is a quarter-pound hot dog sold at the International Warehouse Club Costco's food courts. It's notable for its price, which has remained steady at $1.50 in a combo deal including a soda at North American locations since its introduction in 1984. That price has become increasingly low relative to inflation and has spawned a cult following. I mean, like, if you're Costco, again, like, this is one of those things where it's like every company could do a Costco hot dog type of thing. Costco is a company that makes how much money does Costco make? Hold on, what's their like annual profits? They also have like, I think, unionized workers and everything. Like, they do pretty good. Their net income in 2023 was $6.292 billion. We have 132 million members of Costco. That's crazy. Also, okay. Apparently in 2008, Costco, they made their own meat processing plant so they can make their own hot dogs so it could be affordable. Arizona iced. Yeah, like, if you make Arizona iced tea, you can just keep selling that shit for $1. Like, obviously, yeah, it's going to lower your margins, but also as your business scales up, you're also going to be making, like, your margins get wider anyways. But also, yeah, on the Wikipedia page, it also does have this thing. Craig Jelinek, the CEO, revealed in 2018 he had approached Senegal about raising the price of the hot dog combo, saying, "Jim, we can't sell this hot dog for $1.50. We are losing our rear ends." According to Jelinek, Senegal replied, "If you raise the effing hot dog, I will kill you. Figure it out." Like, he's not even just saying, like, no, fuck off. He's like, if you raise it, I will kill you, so figure... Yeah, I mean, like, it's just kind of prove that you could do a lot more as a company if you wanted to. Like, Walmart could have a $1 burger combo that you could buy there whenever you were in there. Like, and there's, like, if they did, people would go in there. Like, if you could buy a $1 hot dog or a $1 burger or a $1.50 combo from Walmart, I would go in there to buy that because I don't have a lot of money. But, like, I'd end up buying more shit because if you go into Walmart enough, you'll eventually do that. I don't know, anyways. Yeah, now fast food operates off of being as expensive as they can get away with a lot of the time. At Subway, those fucking bitches. What do you mean you're charging me $18 for a bottle of pop, 2 cookies, and a sandwich? And that's one of the, like, cheaper ones. They're like over 20 bucks if you get one of the more, like, one of the specialty ones that they keep trying to offer. I hate it.
だだっ広い壁をひたすら調べ続けるしかありませんねと少女は想像しただけで疲れる行為にげっそりしつつ言った。
Why do I keep on thinking that it's gonna keep autoing?
何か仕掛けは見つかった？
ちょうど壁の調査が半分くらい終わったところだけど
Yeah, I think.
成果はゼロかな。
I mean, I'm sure that the Costco hot dog is just a pretty normal hot dog. It's just that you get it after spending a couple, like an hour or two wandering around a giant warehouse. And the fact that, like, I feel like it's like it mentions in the Wikipedia article where it's like, it probably wouldn't matter that much if it was $1.50 and that was like a normal price for a meal. But like, now that pretty much any fast food place is like bare minimum, like $8 for an adult sized meal. Like, and that's with like a discount code or something. Like, it just makes it taste that much better. You buy 2 of those hot dogs and a drink, and actually, I don't think you can buy it as just a hot dog. I think you have to get the combo for $1.50. Buzz is like fountain soda, so like that should cost a penny. Like 10 to 11, it depends on where you, like, if you were going to a place that had like coupons and stuff, like if you went to like, I mean, not McDonald's right now, but like McDonald's when there's not stuff going on, and you had like the app and you can get combos that are like $8-10 Canadian. A&W sometimes has coupons, but they're never really cheap enough. Pizza places will have stuff for like $10-12, but like, yeah. Also, yeah, every fast food place is based on like drive-throughs, it feels like now, so there's no incentive to like stick around. Anyways, I follow where Dolphin indicates to see armor and the others running their hands along the walls.
この壁もおかしな様子はないのである。本当に隠し通路などあるのであろうか。
Yeah, like
気持ちはわかるけど、もう少し頑張ろう、武装君。洋館にあれだけ仕掛けがあったんだ。きっとこの地下牢にも何かしら仕掛けが施されているはずだよ。
Like, I don't mind if it's an actual restaurant. There's a pho place that I go to regularly where like it costs about $15, but like that's like real food, that's not fast food. And also, the person who runs it is the sweetest fucking lady. She loves me. Every time I go in there, she asks me about my mom and my grandma, because I brought my grandma there like once 2 or 3 years ago at this point. And she's like, oh my god, how are you doing? How's your grandma? Like, I'll go there and spend $15-18 or whatever on a meal. She won't let me tip. Like, she will take the machine and she'll press the no tip button as fast as she can. I don't really carry cash. Even when I've tried with cash, she'll be like, no, I'm not taking it. I will, like, she'll put it in the bag and then tie it and give it to me. She's so nice. I love her. But like, I'll do that. I'll pay, like, I'm fine with paying like Subway prices for that. Cause like, yeah, that's nice. Why am I paying $18 for a sandwich that realistically costs like $5 max for the materials? And then the Subway worker isn't getting paid well. Like, that was one of the things that really set me off when I was younger, was when I was living in Montreal and I couldn't afford to pay my bills in my apartment. Like, I was really struggling, even though I worked at Starbucks and I had like student loan money to work with, because Starbucks would keep fucking with my hours and it wasn't very good. And like, minimum wage there was like $11.50 an hour. I think I got bumped up to 12 while I was there in Quebec, but like, coming from Alberta where minimum wage has been $15 an hour since like 2016 and it hasn't gone up since then. In fact, it's gone down for some people, but anyways, it sucked. And then I do the math. I'm like, yeah, so I've made like $65 lattes. There's no way that this doesn't cost, like, there's no way they couldn't afford to pay me more. Oh, made me so mad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, it's wild how much those fast food places charge, though. And like, yeah, it's fine, it's good, but like, it's the whole point. Like, I'm not going through a drive-through for high quality food, frankly. I'll go through a drive-through for a gas station hot dog. If the gas stations here had a drive-through where you could pick up a hot dog for like a couple bucks, oh, I'd be going through all the time. Easy. Yeah, same. Like,
まさかこの場所は本当にただの牢獄だとでも言いますの？
I mean, there'd have to be a way for the researchers to get back.
単なる拘束が目的の地下室にしては隠し方が凝りすぎているわよね。
ああ、ちまちまちまちまもどかしいぜ。
You know what? Yeah, if someone starts that, I'll go there.
壁の奥に隠れてんだろ。だったら
Or like, even just have a food stand like in a parking lot or whatever that I can just like pull up to and get a hot dog.
それは危険だよ。この地下牢が崩落したら全員生き埋めになっちゃう。
God, I hate having to use cars for everything.
明暗ですね。
I was like, hi, Cabo, thank you. Yeah, for people who didn't see, I hit 20k on YouTube. Actually, let me see if I can find, because I hit 20k on YouTube a couple days ago, I think now at this point. But then I also hit 20,202 at 2:02 a.m. last night, which was very cool. I was like, I was excited for that. I don't know why I was excited. Hold on, wait, is this the one? I try and get it from iCloud Photos, and iCloud Photos is a fucking hater. It doesn't like to work for anything ever. Yes, thank you, thank you. Why is this not downloaded? It's like, there we go, Christ. Look at that. It was 2:02 and it was 22:02. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a bittersweet thing right now because the response to that new video has been fucking horrendous. I've truly awoken the dumbest parts of the Overwatch community who've gone feral on me in my comment section for the last while. The how nostalgia is ruining the 5v5 versus 6v6 debate. Like, people are... Hold on, wait. I know I've saved some comments from this. I have a folder, because I delete comments all the time. I don't fucking care. Okay, we're not going to read this whole thing because it's massive, and also there's 2 of these. They didn't fit into one screenshot. Someone left me this. This is part 1. And then also this as an angry comment. And I was just like, you have too much time on your hands. No one has needed to touch grass more. Hi, fluffy little creature. Yeah, it's not the only... This is the video that's gotten the most, like, essays written in my comment section. It's not college level. Trust me. Reading it, maybe a college level amount of words, but certainly not quality. But yeah, people are so mad. Like, there's so many angry comments on that one. I've just had to keep deleting them. One person... Fuck, hold on. I have to find it on my phone because I don't think I have it on here and I'm not waiting for iCloud to load it up. Oh yeah, somebody said it was basically like trauma. Oh yeah, no, they said, like, because I said, like, the idea that they said this whole thing about, like, they have an open wound, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say 5v5 is bad or good, actually. I literally, what's weird is that most of my videos are this kind of thing where it's like, technically it's about Overwatch, but in reality it's about something else. Like, technically it starts out as being about, like, what's another one? Fuck. Like, Elo Hell and Why We Cope is one that I could probably compare to that pretty well. Because, like, yeah, it's technically about Elo Hell, but, like, realistically, it's more about, like, why we cope with, like, why we make up things to excuse ourselves, why we want... Like, it's not really about that. Yeah, and in the case of the 5v5 versus 6v6 one, I said it in the video repeatedly that I think that 5v5 is, like, seriously flawed. I think it has a lot of issues. So many people just completely ignored that, and they're like, you said that everyone's poisoned by nostalgia if they like 6v6. And I'm like... Did I? Did I? Because I didn't. So, like, what are we talking about here? But yeah, like, it was mostly about, like, how nostalgia affects how we see things, how we have discussions about things, comparing the past and the present. Like, the point was, and people were like, oh, why are you talking about all this irrelevant stuff, like, about music and about politics? And I'm like, because that's what I do. But yeah, like, I don't like 5v5 that much. My thing is, like, what I said at the end of the video was, like, I think that realistically we're better off with the devil we know than the devil we don't. Yeah, like, I think that for tanks in particular, I think it's kind of traded one problem for another. Because, like, people forget that the reason why tank queues were so long back then is because playing tank wasn't fun for people either, for different reasons. Thank you for the hydration check, Chase. Because they don't want a video essay. They want to yell at people because they've lost their fucking minds. Like... And I don't think that I mean, even the video, like, this is the most disliked, or the worst like to dislike ratio I've had on any video, and it's still 88.6%. So, like, it's fine. Most people are still pretty okay with the video, I think, and, like, there have been a bunch of positive comments, too. But there are a lot of people who are just looking to get mad. Like that, oh yeah, the one I was talking about. This person said, like, I don't think it's pathetic to, or, because I said, hold on, where was their original comment? Why is the brightness down on this? I can't read. Oh yeah, okay. So someone said, like, this should be the coldest take ever. Oh shit, I didn't mean to play that. They said, no worries. They said, this should be the coldest take ever. I don't know why people are getting mad about this. And I was like, someone else replied to it and said, the issue, oh, thank you for the jacket redeem, Shiv. They said the issue with this video is not the content but the optics. You made a video talking about the strength and bias of nostalgia in the context of the 5v5 6v6 debate when, oh, it's just nostalgia was used by the devs to dismiss genuine arguments for going back to 6v6, which as far as I'm aware is not actually the case, because they said that nostalgia was affecting it, but fucking what, even if they did say that, whatever. And they said, and while you have said that there are genuine reasons to go back to 6v6, the original nostalgia / rose-tinted glasses argument did not make that differentiation. So you've hit a bit of an open wound and potentially lended just a bit of, or a tiny bit of additional credibility to the 6v6 is all just nostalgia argument. TLDR, what I'm trying to say is your video is thematically very adjacent to an open wound of the 6v6 side. Imagine how you'd feel when the devs of the game you're trying to improve and ignore your genuine arguments and just brush aside your concerns due to you not knowing that you're actually just nostalgic. It's infantilizing and just hurts to hear. And then you stumble across a video that's trying to lecture you on nostalgia. I bet you'd be upset too. And I was like, yeah, no, literally, Papa, like, you guys have lost your taste. It's so dumb. Like, there's so many people here. My biggest worry with all of it is that, like, one of these people is gonna, they're gonna send it to somebody and they're gonna react to it and it's gonna be a whole fucking thing and I'm gonna get a bunch of hate from that, which, like, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, yeah, one thing I did say was like, imagine how you'd feel if you spent the better part of 2 years trying your best to engage with topics in good faith, consistently trying to demonstrate a sincere interest in the game being better and praising its for strengths while criticizing its flaws. And this is how people treat you because they've invented someone to be mad at. I'm a human being too, and I don't deserve to be treated like this because someone's upset at a Blizzard dev for making an entirely different argument than what I did. All this is done is making it clear that the Overwatch community has changed for the worse, and it affirms that I'll have a happier time if I move away from it, which is what I'm... Like, I don't plan on making a bunch more Overwatch content. I'm actively talking with an artist to get a different opening stinger for my videos and stuff like that, and I'm going to stop using the Sombra outro thing and, like, figure something else out, because I don't mind talking about Overwatch in general with my stuff going forward, but, like, it's... The community has reached a point of, like, meltdown internally that makes it just unviable. It's always been a toxic community, but it was possible to find a way to be constructive with people. Like, and I really think that the turning point was the Microsoft acquisition and then the layoffs, because that was when it was really, like... I didn't think this video was going to be divisive either, honestly, is the thing. Like, I genuinely didn't. If I'd realized how much people were going to lose their shit at me, I would have probably worded it differently to try and, like, tone it down. Yeah, like, it's always had a lot of toxicity in it. Like, that, it's definitely not new on that front. It's just, like, I mean, like, in the past, I've made other videos that were critical or confrontational even. I mean, I literally made one about the Dunning-Kruger effect, and about how Overwatch players experience the Dunning-Kruger effect. And that one was, like, one of my most popular videos from last year. Actually, it's, like, one of my most popular videos in general. It went over really well. People really liked it. That video has 54,000 views and has 4 more dislikes than the Nostalgia one does. I don't know. It's bizarre. But yeah, like, it's just... Maybe at some point I'll make a video about how everyone's given up their faith in Overwatch. Yeah, you'd think the Elo Hell one would be more divisive, but no, that one's at 96.4%. Weirdly enough, the Magic one was actually the most divisive one I put out in a long time. That one's at 92.4% because everyone got mad and said that I was calling weebs racist, and I was like, okay, well... Yeah, people always get angry, but I don't know. But yeah, like... The one that I think is most bizarre is that I put out a video about non-binary characters in games in June. So, like, or actually almost exactly a month ago now. And that one's at 97.3% and has half as many dislikes. It's so weird. Anyway, sorry, yeah, I'm getting off track massively, but it's just, I don't know. That one in particular kind of made me laugh because I was like, obviously it's good that people don't view non-binary people as being that divisive and controversial. Like, they're not that angry. Because that video has, like, twice as many views too, so, like, that's good, but, like, it just feels weird that somehow this became the divisive one, because I was worried about the NB video. I wasn't worried about this one. Whatever. I kind of want to make a video about this game too, but I have no idea how to. Nice. Bookworm gives me a smile as she continues on.
隠し通路がある壁は奥が空洞になっているはず。つまり蹴った時の音が他とは違うはずですと。 少女は自らの案を補足した。
なるほど。壁に広がる衝撃を調べようと思うなら、多少乱暴であっても
Surely someone's got something like metal that they can strike against the wall, right?
音の違いはわずかだと思い
I
ま
don't
す
know.
け
Also,
ど
people are just so much more positive about the non-Overwatch stuff I do. People are like about the Your Turn
ウ
Die
サギの
video.
聴力を持った
Escape
こ
ball,
の
all
ヤ
that
マ
stuff.
ト探偵様をなめるんじゃねえぜ。
Oh right, yeah,
藁の上に落ちた
the
針の
what it's like to play
音だ
a
って聞き分けて
killing
みせ
game
ろ。
where everyone's smart enough to participate.
ヤマトちゃんたら眠っている時に抱きつこうと忍び寄ってもすぐに気づいちゃうくらいだものね。本気で集中すれば本当にどんな音だって聞き分けちゃうわよ。
I want to make one about the Katie.
まあとにかく
I have one in my items list that's or in my ideas list that's the Katy Perry Perpetual wait no Katy Perpetual flop. She's out of the character. It's so true. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of other fun topics to talk about that aren't just Overwatch anyways. That'll be fun. With our plan in place, we take turns kicking the walls. Also, if you have soft shoes, yeah, like Armor can just like knock on them with the back of his hand. He's got metal plates. Why not just do that? Okay,
音が奥まで響いてね。
you're doing too much Armor. I'll say these characters would. Oh, this is especially with this art style. Like it's
見かけによ
very
らず脚力もすげえのな。
a VTuber with this design of like
音は奥まで響
Rowdy.
いてね。
That kind of go
隠
really
し
hard
通路はね
actually.
えな。
Excuse me. In this specific art style, like it's such a
肉体労働は苦手
because most VTubers kind of have like a pretty typical anime style. He's not too skilled at manual labor.
おいおい、そんな音じゃどちらにせよ響かねえぞ。社畜のおっさん、普段から足音も小せんだからシャキッとしろよな。
ごめん、私は本当に頭脳労働以外はからっきしなんだよ。
よく見たけ？蹴りってな。こ
She's
う
gonna
や
put a
るんだ
hole
よ。
right through the wall. Knocking a hole in the wall like her name is Kyle.
すごい蹴り。絶対に蹴られたくない。
そしてビンゴだぜ。今音が壁の奥で響いていくのを感じた。この場所、ちょうど中央の壁に隠し通路がある。間違いね。
私の見立て通り、やはり隠し通路はあったようですわね。さあ皆さん、
Is that your foot just exploding on impact?
み
Like,
んなで探しますわよ。ほら、
also, yeah, this doesn't really help
シャ
them.
キッとなさい。
They know
ダ
that,
ンスがあなたの得意技
like, they knew
な
there
の
was a
ですよ。
hidden passageway. Knowing the location of the hidden passageway doesn't seem like it would help much, right? Doleful stumbles as Posh shoves him from behind. He loses his balance and falls on his butt, and then here's something that gives me a bad vibe.
まさか飛躍くんがこけたところに隠し通路のスイッチが？
The hidden passage screeches open.
飛躍くんすごいよ。ナイスファインプレー。
Man, she did it. I run over to Doleful, who's still on the floor, and help him up with a grateful hand. Now this was the makings of a great detective. Finding crucial clues without even meaning to. What an incredible power. Hopefully we can now get out of this seedy underground maze. Thank goodness things took a turn for the better before our food ran out.
待て、ワト君。早まってはいけない。
I don't know if incompetence really a self-insert that much. Holmes appears before me with a grave expression.
飛躍君の体質はただ重要なものを引き寄せるのではないだろう。
Yes, this is
罠や
dangerous.
証
This
拠
is
品といっ
bad.
た彼の身を危うくするもののみだ。そんな彼が発見した通路ということは、通路が何かしらの事件の手がかりとなっているか、もしくはこの通路の奥に危険な何かが待ち受けていると考えるのが自
I
然
think really the only weak link in the roster is Gourmet, and Gourmet is just kind of doing nothing. I don't really get what her deal is. Oh, Posh, you're gonna get fucking.
私に続きなさい。こんな誇りっぽい地下なんてさっさと立ち去るのですわ。
ダメだよ家族さん。きっとこの通
Also,
路には危
importantly,
険な何かが
he
ある。
didn't have that feeling about the spike trap when it initially got set up. Oh. Huh? Uh-oh. Suddenly the image of Posh splattered in blood flashes before me. My denouement has shown me the future. This vision will soon become reality.
危ない。
Thank you for the jacket redeem, cat. I yank Posh's arm back without a second to spare. Sharp metal spikes then dart out right where Posh was standing mere moments ago. If I hadn't grabbed her, if I hadn't seen the future, she would have died on the spot.
ツールから何が飛び出してきましたの？
Yeah, no shit, Posh. Oh no. Oh, that's so loud. I don't like that. It's the death murder robot. As if in response to Posh, a mechanical whirring rings out from the tunnel. I've heard this sound before. Before I have time to ponder, its source appears directly in front of us.
まさか
That's so
こい
Raven.
つを
It's the future he can see. Color and size are different, but it's the same machine that took Holmes' life. Also, that is so loud. Hold on, let me just see if there's like a way to turn down whatever specific setting that is. I don't even know. Would that be? It's probably voice volume, but everyone else is already pretty quiet. I think we might just have to stick with it, whatever. A mechanical noise identical to that black robot's call resounds through the dungeon. This one is pure white, smaller, and around half my height. No more than 5.5 feet max. But the sound, which alone makes my hair stand on end, and the robotic murderous intent I sense from it are just as I recall. It's probably voice volume, but all the characters are already pretty quiet, so I don't want to like turn that down too much. The image of Holmes' death flashes unbidden in my mind. I know we have to flee, but my body won't move. My traumatic fear dulls my reflexes. If I don't act fast, I'll... Guys, Armor and Rowdy leap in front of me. What could they be planning?
武装の兄さん分かってるよな。まずは
Oh, she's gonna get speared instantly, isn't she?
一発ぶち殴ってから考えるのだ。
They slam their fists into the mech at the same time, sending it flying back down the passageway. Both of them are bursting with energy despite having just bashed a remarkably hard surface. They really give Iron Fist a new meaning. But that's beside the point.
何をやってるんだよ。殺されるかもしれないんだぞ。
I mean, it makes sense to have more than
危
one
険
of
は
them.
100も承知だよ。
No, I think
でもな。
he just said that it's shorter than him. It says around my height. No more than 5.5 feet max. Not around half my height.
一発殴らないと気が済まなかったのだ。許してくれ。無能ども
Guys, come on. Let's focus. The murder robot is still there. Their words are blunt and unvarnished, much like them, but ultimately they've lessened the shock of the surprise attack and bought us time to think. I'll have to remember to thank the two of them.
例の針が来るぞ。
よし、我の鎧で受け止めるの
My
である。
corselet shall forestall them. Please. Okay, you don't need to do that. Like, you could just dodge them. What? You're still taking blunt force trauma. Whatever. Spikes fire down the passage, striking Armor's metal exterior. True to his words, they don't even leave a scratch. All of a sudden, the spikes begin to flash.
武装さん。
Oh my god, it's a taser spike. Armor drops as the white mech reappears out of the passage. Upon closer inspection, I can see 3 vents on its body like air holes. Black wires trail from each one. The wires connect to the spikes that struck Armor and are now retracting into its body. There's also a camera-like device atop its head, which watches us intently.
なんなんだこのメカは。
Piss on it. It looks like a metal can that's been painted a blinding white, yet that camera freezes me in my tracks. It's precisely because of its simplicity that I can tell this mech is incredibly deadly.
皆さん、あの針にはまるで銃型のスタンガンのように高圧の電流が流れているようです。
Techie,
絶対に触れないでくだ
love
さい。
you. I don't know if your wheelchair is going to be able to maneuver around that
武装の
robot
兄さ
that
んは
much.
平気なのかよ。
Yeah.
鎧を通じて感電しただけなので
Seeing the future and watching it
きっと平気です。
murder one of your friends wasn't what taught you that. It was just the
それでも
simplicity of it
意識を
all.
失うほどの電流。もし針が体に刺さった状態で感電したら即死だと思います。
針に刺されたら即死って。どうやって逃げればいいんだ。
僕がおとりになるからその間に武装さんを
Doleful, please don't die. Oh, is this because you feel bad about Ideal? Doleful shouts as he steps in front of the rushing mech.
飛躍君、何をやってるんだよ。
きっとこの状況も僕の体質が
Doleful,
引き寄せたんだ。
stop being stupid.
もう誰も
Also, yeah, it's just like the
僕の
poison.
体
It's
質の
so.
せいで死なせたりしない。
I mean, I know that he has high movement, but also like
離れて
that covers distance, not necessarily maneuverability.
私が引き受ける。
You gotta be able to dodge a little bit.
アホか。蹴りもまともにできないやつにおとり役を任せられるかよ。俺がおとりになるからフォロー役に回りな。
そうですよ。僕の聞き察知能力は知っているでしょ。
Yes,
絶対
Trevor.
に生き延びてみせますから僕とヤマトさんに任せてください。
That is untrue, Doleful. You can still die. It just means that you know what's coming.
私も今ではこのグループの最年長だからね。それに筋力は弱いけど実践の経験はそれなりに豊富なんだ。
And it doesn't have the like. It seems to have
なら好き
the
にしろよ。
spikes that it can shoot. It doesn't have the oh god. Workaholic and Rowdy plunge in, fighting the white mech to buy us some time. It pivots on its treads and then advances towards them. Spikes shoot out at Rowdy, who's the closer target.
点での攻撃なんざ当たるかよ。俺をぶっ刺したいなら面で攻撃してみるんだな。
Oh, Rowdy, you're gonna die. Rowdy throws out a taunt as she launches herself to the side, dodging the spikes with ease. She's so agile you think she's a cat, and she doesn't stop there either. As the mech retracts the spikes with its wires, Rowdy slips through its defenses in a flash.
武装の兄さんの仇取らせてもらうぜ。
Yeah, running the like.
ダメだヤマトさん伏せろ。
あ
Oh, duck. At that instant, a long spike thrusts out from the white mech. It grazes Rowdy's head, who ducked just in time before retracting into its body. Severed strands of hair dangle in midair. Not only does it fire bullet-like spikes, it also has a spear for close-range stabbing. Okay. Hi, Fossil. Workaholic's warning and Rowdy's reflexes saved your life, but a clod like me would have been absolutely skewered. Realizing she's at a disadvantage, Rowdy jumps back, putting some distance between herself and the mech. Without missing a beat, it fires more long-range spikes at Rowdy, but they don't connect. She nimbly dodges them once again. There's a limit to her stamina, though. She can't go on forever. Eventually, both of them will end up killed. We need a way to break the impasse.
そうだ。こんな時こそエンドシーイングで未来を予知すれば。
Yeah, I kind of thought so too. But, I mean, I still would not be surprised if someone here dies.
ワト君、今この状況で最も求められるのは
Also, we have VoDs. Also, I put all the VoDs playlists in the panels. So there's 8 million panels now beneath the stream. Because I was like, fuck it. I might as well. It doesn't have a limit, so I might as well put them there. And you can't just like link to a bunch of different things all at once. Almost peers into my face, derailing my train of thought.
エンドシーイングは未来での結果だけを見る力。過程を把握できない以上、今ここで見たところで意味
They are all that. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. Why would I lie about that?
周囲に迷惑をかけるだけ。
I might delete them. I just found it funny.
探偵には常に冷静に。
Yeah, I did just dance a couple times. Once as a Donathon reward, once with Kage and Henrik.
仲間が死ぬかもしれない時に冷静じゃいられないでしょ。
I snap back harder than I mean to, my own volume surprising me. I ask Holmes another question in a quieter voice. Also, thank you, Stream Moments. That's actually excellent timing.
あのメカのことも知ってるんじゃないですか。教えてくださいよ。あのメカの対策を。
知っているなら、むさむさと殺されたりしないさ。
それは
Fun is an interesting word for that. There's also too many of those VoDs. I feel bad recommending that to
完
anyone.
全の脅威の対策ならばわかるよ。奴の発する音に耳を傾けてみるといい。
音？
無能探偵、独り言ばかり口にして頭大丈夫ですかと少女は心配そうに顔を覗き込んだ。
Uh-oh. Bookworm noticed me acting strangely enough to warrant pointing it out. I doubt she heard what I said, so I'd better make up an excuse.
ごめん、平気だよ。あのメカを止める手段がないかと頭の中でいろいろとシミュレートしてみたんだ。
ああ、シミュレートはあなたの得意技だそうですねと少女は納得する。
うん、そうなんだよ。そしたらなんだかあのメカが発している音に違和感がある気がして。
なるほど。それでは確認してみましょう。というと
It's...
少女は目を閉じ
I do kind of wish you'd have a little bit more urgency about some of this stuff, because it is very slow. Yeah, incompetent. Yeah, he has a lot of agency as a character. He's not just like a stand-in. I think like obviously there's more to it being a self-insert, but yeah, I don't. I guess I wouldn't understand why you would want him to be your self-insert. I don't know. Anyways, it's not important. Bookworm then performs the very action she just narrated.
文学さんは何を？
さすがは文学くんだ。
音の違和感という
Yeah, she's useful. Unlike some of us.
ちなみに私への返答は声に出さずとも心の中で呼びかければいいぞ。君の心の声は私
I
に
mean, I
届
guess
いてい
that's
るんだ
kind of true, but like, I think
早く言ってくださいよ。
I think it's also partially just being a protagonist to some extent. Bookworm remains focused listening to the noise as Holmes and I go back and forth. Jeez, oh my God. I didn't do anything false. I don't know what you're talking about. I love it. That's what they put in the captions
読
too.
了です。
Oh my god.
科学探偵。ボイスレコーダーで機械音を録音し、
Like your funny words,
0.1
magic
倍の
robot.
速さで再生することは可能ですか？少女は尋ねた。
Oh, so it's like a high-speed message. Gotcha.
0.1 倍の速さで
Interesting.
わかりました。やってみます。
Taki connects his D-pad to his wheelchair with a cord and begins to operate it. The wheelchair, which apparently has a built-in speaker, begins to play the audio recorder on his D-pad. Okay, let's just
次
skip
は
ahead.
再生速度を下げます。
We all stare at Gabe when Taki slows it down.
風の通り道は3つのうち1つだけ。風の通り道は3つのうち1つだけ。
The wind passes through only one of three.
この声って八つ咲き校の
I mean, yeah, it makes sense that the Quartering Duke would be responsible for that. It's identical to the one I've heard in all the Quartering Duke's videos. As for what it's actually saying...
やはりメッセージを発信していたのですね。と少女は自らの推理が正しかったことに安堵した。あのメカが寸分たがわず同じ音声を繰り返していたことは記憶を照らし合わせることで分かりました。つまり何か意図を持って発している音。
Yeah, Mystic seems like a weird one for her to kill because like he is ultimately kind of the least useful to them in terms of like making it further.
少女は自ら
Maybe that's why she killed him. Maybe she really is on our side in the long run.
すごいよ。さすがは文学さん。
I take her hand without a second thought, singing her praises. She responds without looking at me.
問題はここからです。あの言葉の意味を読み解かないと。
Yes, he falls. Honestly, I think you're right. She just likes killing people.
少女は愚かな無能探偵をとても冷静に諭すのであった。
そうだね。風の通り道は
Also, yeah,
3つのうち1つだけ。
What would have happened if she had managed to get away down the secret passageway and gotten here?
よけろ社畜のおっさん。
Sorry, I'm just gonna start skipping ahead whenever it plays that. Workaholic is sent flying by the mech's tackle. A flurry of shots ring out like gunfire. The machine fires at Spikes, aiming to strike Workaholic the moment he lands. Don't even have time to shout his name as the spikes bear down on him. But then...
やっと罠にかかってくれたね。
What? Spikes stop a hair's breadth away from his face.
どうして針が。
よーく目を凝らして。
Is he out of range or something?
ワイヤーが針に巻きついている。
Oh! Follow Renegade's advice and look closer, spying the glint of a wire wrapped around the spike. That very wire is also extending out of a Workaholic's wristwatch.
洋館の罠にも使われていたワイヤーソーで針を絡め
That's so stupid, I love it.
社畜探偵はわざと隙を作って針を発射させたんだろうね。さあ、面白いことからだ。
I mean, if those wires are coming... if those wires are coming out of the watch, he's gonna get electrocuted by it real fast, but like... That's so dumb. I love that. The mech moves around, beeping and whirring as it drags the wire and Workaholic both in a frantic attempt to retract its spikes. Workaholic does his best to maintain his balance, but his face is contorted in pain. Renegade, could you like contribute a little bit here?
何をバカなことを言っています
Like,
の。早
we're
くあ
gonna-
のメカを破壊してでも社畜さんを助け出します
Also, Posh, you could help too. What the fuck?
私が先駆けとなりますわ。皆さんもついていらっしゃ
Okay,
い。
well, don't help like that. Why would we want to follow
やめ
you?
ておいた方がいいよ。 弾丸型の針はそうそう当たらないかもしれないけど、近づいた
Yeah,
時に飛び出して
there's some cash. Pay it off.
ヤマトちゃんみたいな野生児でもなければ、一
Fuck,
瞬で
how can we like
ボスの
tell her
早
that
見
it's
になる
like
のがオチだね。
we just need to convince her that it's a labor union leader, and then like she'll fly into a
それは
blood
そう
rage.
かもしれませんけど、
Well, yeah, but presumably he also doesn't want him to die. Probably got some sense of self-preservation. See, look, there's red on its face. Union, commie, beat it up. Hit it with a rock. Come on, Posh. It's in your blood. Do it. Imagine if this was like how in I, the Somnium Files, when you showed Dante a porn magazine, he like goes into like a superpowered rage and like is able to do anything. Imagine if just like mentioning unions to Posh could do the same thing. Yeah, mention FDR, the New Deal. Yeah. That would be... Clearly there's no choice but to solve the rule we found in its transmission.
風の通り道は3つのうち1つだけ。
The wind passes through only one of three. Let's hear. Oh, yeah. She just killed unions. Yeah, she was killing unit or anyone with a member's card. But no, okay, the wind passes through only one of three. I'm not sure what that means.
3つの風穴というのはおそらくメカのボディの穴。その中の1つに弱点があるということではないかしら。
Well, yeah, there were. I thought honestly those were the camera holes. I guess that's probably supposed to be the big red circle, but that doesn't really make sense.
では早速あの穴を攻撃してみます。
Let's not talk about assailing the orifices. I don't think
待って
that's
家族
ideal.
さん、間違った穴を攻撃したらまずいと思う。
無能君の言う通りだよ。高圧の電流を武器とするメカ相手に
Also, what are we supposed to hit it
間違
with?
った穴に攻撃を仕掛けてごらん。
Like, are we resetting it like a fucking
内部の
Tamagotchi
電流に
here?
感電して真っ黒焦げさ。
Okay, Renegade again.
まあそれはそれで面白い光景だけどね。
ヤマトちゃん、お願いがあるの。
Gourmet calls out to Rowdy, who's been maintaining her distance from the mech. She locks eyes with her, speaking in an uncharacteristically serious tone.
5秒の間だけ。そのメカの動きを止めてちょうだい。
What are you gonna do, Gourmet?
相変わらず無茶を言うぜ。10秒だけで。
Take her hairpins. Her hairpins would probably, like, Rowdy's hairpins would probably fit in there, right? Rowdy turns back to the mech and sprints towards Workaholic.
シャスクのおっさん、そのままワイヤーを掴んでてくれ。
え、何を
Grabs the arm Workaholic is using. Wait. Yeah, grabs the arm Workaholic is using to hold the wire saw and pivots her hips as if swinging a bat. Up until then, the wire mech had been pulling Workaholic by its wire, but now the scales have tipped. Does Rowdy have a plan to drag the mech around?
使いごときのパワーじゃ。おりゃ止められんねえんだよ。
I love Rowdy. I love her voice actress too. Like, she's kind of doing a great job with it. Rowdy bellows as she snaps her arms down. Does she just tip it over? Oh, fuck. That's so loud. The mech topples over, pulled by the wire. The sound of metal scraping against the floor booms through the underground passage. She actually managed to stop the mech from moving with nothing but raw brute strength. I kind of liked Rowdy from the start, but she's just getting better and better. The mech, durable as it is, stubbornly attempts to pick itself up, but it's already too late.
ナイスよ、ヤマトちゃん。
In Gourmet's hand is the knife she always carries around with her. What is she planning to do with that?
はい、ごちそうさま。
She thrusts the blade as hard as she can into one of the mech's holes. The mech makes a robotic cry of distress. The sound then breaks apart, growing steadily quieter. Finally, the light on the camera shuts off and the mech ceases to make any noise.
お粗末様でした。と。
How did you know the right one? Gourmet takes her knife out of the hole, wiping it clean with a napkin. Wiping it clean of what? What was inside the robot? The rest of us are left dumbstruck by how swiftly all of that just transpired.
すげえよ、姉さん。
Okay, are they actually
どうして弱点が
sisters?
分かったんだ。
Because I think she's called her sis a couple of times. Rowdy breaks the silence and clings onto Gourmet, who begins explaining as she comforts her.
簡単な話よ。みんなが話している間、 私はあの3つの穴から漂ってくる匂いを
I thought
嗅い
Rowdy's
でいた
thing
の。
was smelling.
するとね、穴の中に一つだけ金属ではなくゴム
Also,
の
how
風
did
味
you-
が感じられたわ。つまりこの白ケーキちゃんの動作に関連した大切なケーブルが隠れていると思ったわけ。
匂いなら俺も嗅いでたけど、そんな匂い全然しなかったぞ。
もう私は美食探偵なのよ。
The subtle flavors of
鉄分とゴムの味くらい簡単に分かって当然じゃ
why
ない。
not? I mean, to be fair, Rowdy was also jumping around and fighting people. Gourmet laughs as if it's no big deal, but iron and rubber, for that matter, aren't foods at all. And I'll choose to keep that comment to
科
myself.
学君このメカの検証を頼
I
める
mean,
かな
yeah, I think Gourmet has eaten food. I mean, yeah, Gourmet might be an adult.
任せてくだ
I'm
さ
an
い。
adult. I have a sibling who's still not an adult. I didn't contribute it all again. Oh, poor Dolphin.
何を言っているのだ。飛脚殿は
Workaholic is an adult. Renegade's an adult.
我を安全な場所まで運んでく
Gourmet
れ
is
た
an
ではない
adult.
か。
I think Armor is also an adult. And I believe Posh is too. Rowdy, incompetent, doleful,
我の方
and Bookworm are definitely children.
何としてでもお命を返上せねば。
He's just silent.
鎧の庶民の言う通りですわ。何もできずに歯がゆいのは私も同じですが、
Workaholic is
決し
16.
て引け目に感じたりしませんわよ。だってこの借りを返すほどの活躍をすればいいだけなのですからね。
I love her laugh.
家族さんは強い人だね。
I don't think it's resolve. I think it's brain damage, but sure.
さっきはありがとうと少女は
Yeah, he also does have a wife and daughter.
お礼を口にする。
文学さん、さっきはって何のこと？
あなたが音のヒントを出してくれなかったら謎を解くの
I
に
mean, I still don't understand how we
怪我人が出ていたかもしれません。
like. I can understand if your smell
少しだけ
is able to identify that one of the holes has that, but like,
と言って
did she get her face like right up to it and was like giving it a big sniff each one? Like, it's kind of a lot. Bookworm's smile causes my heart to lurch. That clue didn't actually come from me. Holmes was the one who told me about it, while I didn't do a single thing at all.
ありがとう。少しでも活躍
I
で
mean,
き
to be
る。
fair, it is still your power to be able to communicate with her, so like... Well, yeah, I know. I'm saying, when did she have time to? Because it basically just said she ran up and
ゲダ
stabbed
探
it.
偵君ならすぐにあのメカの動作を止めることができたんじゃないのか？
俺を買いかぶりすぎだよ。そんなに俺が
Oh, so he can act...
気に入
Why,
らないなら
why is
首を
Workaholic allowed to
起動さ
activate
せ
it?
ればいいじゃないか。それとも起動しないのではなくできないのかな。首を起動させるための
Oh, so it's like... Presumably there's like a keyword or something then that
条
activates
件
it.
を達成させることが困難な状態とかね。
Or like pushing a button on the collar,
勘
maybe?
違いしないでくれ。私は君のことを仲間だと信じている。信じたいとも思う。だからこそ本心を知りたいだけなんだよ。
なんだっていいさ。俺が今そそられているのは一人。いや、二人だけだから放っておいてくれ。
Making me tingle right now? I don't like that.
無能くんと
Over
あ
to...
の子をどうすれば俺たち側へ引き込めるか。
Oh, I wonder if he's aware of that.
仕方がないんだよ。
Hi, Noodle. I don't know if you'd be it. He is a nooble. I don't know if Renegade would be your type.
無能君、何か見つかったかい？
Because he is kinky and deranged, but like,
例の
he's
メカ
also
の
really
君を充
annoying.
電する装置らしきものがあるくらいで、他には何も見つかりません。
Hello. How are you?
なるほど。それであのメカはこんな場所に長年放置されていても元気に動き回れたというわけだね。地下牢の塵や埃の溜まり具合から考えても放置されていた期間は
Oh,
1
so this thing was here the whole
じゃない。 相当に腕のいい人が開発したことが伺えるよ。
せっかく隠し扉を見つけたのにただのトラップだったんでしょうか。
Just got off work. Oh, I hope work went good. Although I'm
そ
assuming
れにしては手が込みすぎているよ。
I don't know.
侵入者
Zooted
を
noodle
撃
would
退した
imply
いと思う
not.
なら
Also, it's very cute.
わ
But
ざ
I
わざ
want one of
隠し通
those.
路に仕掛ける必要もないだろう。
Fossil, why are
こ
you
の
deep
通路
frying
に
people
隠さ
now?
れた何かを守る意味合いがあったと考えるのが自然だ。
Yeah, we're doing good.
こ
We're
の
all
暗
doing
さでは
good.
何かあったとしても見つけようがない。
We just got saved from like murder robot version of Eve from Wall-E. So that's nice.
科学君に証明でも作ってもらった後にまた改めて調査をするのが良さそうだね。
Where is he supposed to be able to? Where is he supposed to be able to get a light source? Whatever. I also note nor any clues leading to any other hidden passage. For all the progress that we made, for all the progress we thought we made, there's very little to show for it. Today's efforts were in vain, and everyone is looking fatigued.
皆さんどうなさいましたの？表情に気合が感じられません
This
わ
really
よ。
is just lethal company now, huh?
家族さん、
いつから隣にいましたの？
ずっといたよ。影が薄いだけでね。
まったく、あのメカと戦っていた時くらいの存在感を普段から出しておきなさい。
ごめん、前処するよ。ところで、今日はもう調査を切り上げたいと思うんだけど、
Oh my god.
どうかな。
It feels unethical to have gotten the
今日
dolphins
は
high,
例のメカとの
even if they are at
戦
the
いもあった
end.
しみんな疲れていると思うんだ。
There's a Somnium Files mod for Lethal
そ
Company?
れはそうですが、食料に限りもありますのに、ここでこれ以上時間を使ってしまうのは。
That might be enough for me to get. No,
その方が
they
いい
ate
と
and
思
then
い
they
ます
explored for the whole day.
これ以上
It's
今
actually
日調査を
interesting.
続けるのは危険です。
科学君、浮かない顔をしてどうしたの？もしかして例のメカを調べて何か分かったとか？
はい、大変なことが分かりました。
I mean, yeah, you weren't gonna find anything reassuring in the murder robot.
SPX-01C 正真正銘探偵同盟の技術を利用して開発した機体です。
探偵同盟の技術を？どうして探偵同盟がこんなものを？
それは分かりません。ですが僕は探偵同盟の技術協力を受けた際に SPX シリーズと呼ばれる警備ロボットの資料を読んだことがあります。
それじゃあまさか
Aw, that's so
このメ
cute.
カは本当に探偵同盟が作ったってこと？
いえ、そこまでは分かりません。仕組みさえ分かれば取り入れるのは難しくない技術ですから。
Techie proceeds to tell me everything he can recall about the SPX Sentry robot series. He uses map databanks and laser sensors within its body to survey. Oh fuck! Stop doing the auto thing when I tell you not to. He uses map databanks and laser sensors within its body to survey its surroundings and search for targets as it moves around or about. Upon identifying a target, it switches to pursuit mode and hunts them down, neutralizing all on its way until it loses track of its prey for long enough. Honestly, maybe Trevor. Holmes must have died due to that black SPX being in pursuit mode. What was that machine anyway? Why had it been deployed there? And what caused it to activate pursuit mode? We need to get out of here quickly or we'll never solve the mystery behind Holmes' death.
無能さんは追跡遊具
Oh my
くん
god.
くんくんを覚えてますか？
It's Sniffy Whiffy. Ah.
覚えてるよ。クローラーがついていて血の匂いを追跡するフレン
Sniffy
ズだよね。
Whiffy. He's just a little guy.
あのフレンズのクローラーは
There's no way Teggy can be the bad
探偵同盟
guy
から
because
技術提供を
what kind of a
受けて
villain would
取り入れ
name
た
their
ものです。
robot Sniffy Whiffy?
例の白い
Checkmate.
SPX にはそのクローラーと全く同じ技術が使われていました。探偵同盟が開発に関わったことは間
I
違い
mean,
ありません。
given that the Detective Alliance's headquarters is on top of the torture chamber where we were like kidnapped as a child and Ideal was murdered at least once. Well, like, because the Detective Alliance, like this cell, welcome back, Stitch. There was a murder robot. I don't know if you were here for any of the murder robot, but we beat it in the end. It's fine. But I mean, like, this is the cells where, God damn it, Fossil. Yeah, so these are the cells where, yeah, no one died. That's true. These are the cells where, Watto and Wado-san and Holmes were being held as children, and they escaped, and then Holmes was killed, or Holmes/Ideal was killed. But now she's not dead. But then she is dead. And now she's a ghost who haunts us. Anyways, but like it feels, and now that we're realizing that the murder robots that killed both past and present Holmes were made by the Detective Alliance, it feels like that's maybe the point.
そしてシリーズと関する以上、他にも複数体の SPX が存在するはずです。もしかしたらこの地下室の中にもまだ。
あんな危ないメカがまだ他にも。
The thought alone makes me shudder. All of us had to work together just to knock that last one out of commission. I don't even want to imagine running into another one during our investigation, not when we're all this exhausted.
ありがとう、科学君。君が検証してくれて本当に助かったよ。家族さん、社畜さんの言う通り、今日はもう休みましょう。今の状態では別の SPX に勝てないかもしれません。でも、皆さんが万全の状態なら、きっとまた勝てると思うんです。
我も無能殿に賛成である。焦りは油断を、油断は思わぬ怪我につながるものだからな。
僕も賛成。家族さんの気持ちもわかるけど。
Okay, now someone's gonna get murdered here.
少女は無言のまま皇帝の意志を込め
The
て
girl nods her assent without a word.
リーダーである私よりも無能な庶民への賛同者が多いだなんてどういうことです
Rank is
の？
posh again. She's pretty high. Oh, she's 5. Okay. I knew she was high, obviously, but like, I couldn't remember how high she was.
SPX を倒せたのも無能くんの気づきがあってこそだしね。まあ、そんな気にせず
I
に。
think they said that part of the reason why he's ranked so highly is also because like he's so dangerous for some reason.
私が庶民に嫉妬するなどありえません。
Posh's surliness strikes me as a bit peculiar, but either way, we suspend our search for the day like Workaholic first suggested.
看守室に簡単な調理器具があったわ。缶詰ばかりの食事も寂しいし、私が簡単に夕食を作るからみんなで集まって食べましょう。
アーレさんに飯を作ってもらえるなんて最高だぜ。またこの通路に集まりゃいいんだよな。
ええ、看守室は狭いし椅子も足りないから、ここにみんなで集まって食べましょう。無能ちゃんや文学ちゃんも来てくれるでしょ。
はい、喜んで。文学さんも一緒に食べるよね。
少女は何も言わずただ一度
I don't remember who number 3 is actually, because I'm sure that it's come up. Because Ideal was number 2. Senior Detective was number 1, I'm assuming. Well, rank retired. I mean, I guess. I love that they put in brackets lowest rank for him too. Number 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 14. Oh, okay, so this is complete, I guess. Techie, Bookworm is 15. Maybe they're not in order. Downtown was 22. Armor was 32. Rowdy's 25. Yeah, I remember them saying that Armor was the lowest ranked one. Or the only one not in the top 30 out of the bunch of them. I mean, we're still technically 100, but also, like, not really. So I just need to turn something off real quick. Because I have the AC unit running, but I'm worried that it's going to, like... Because I have to empty out a bucket of water that it keeps on... So it keeps on creating more water as it runs, which is fine. But I don't know how much is there, and I'm... Actually, let me just go check on that real quick. I want to make sure it's not flooding. Okay, so it was about to spill out. I'll be right back. Also, no, it's not a. Hi, Stinky Foot. This is a kind of. It's more like detective oriented, but yeah. Kind of killing game, but not formalized. Informal, yeah, like 999, kind of like informal killing game. Or no, not even. Buried Stars is probably the better comparison. No, Papa does a staring contest every time I leave. Oh, we'll just recalibrate. There you go. Okay. Oh no, never mind. I fucked it up because I moved too fast. Hold on. There you go. Okay. Now, because Inescapable was still a formalized contest. But no, it's not a broken AC. It's a portable AC unit, so it just has water. Like, it collects water. I think it also has I mean, I know it has a dehumidifier function as well, although right now it doesn't have that on. But yeah, so it just I mean, it's all we have. We don't have them, and we don't have like built-in AC here. My dad got it for me as a gift the other day, and it's been genuine. It's like, again, it's 7:26 p.m. It's currently 28 degrees Celsius. Like, it's been a really hot day. And like, I'm still kind of sweating. I'm still not doing too hot, but like, comparatively, when I don't have it, I'm like actually ruined. I can't do anything at all. So it's been very nice. Okay, well, sure, why not? Yes. It is 28 degrees Celsius at 7 p.m. is what I need you to understand here. Like, this is with the sun relatively close to going down. Also, keep in mind, the further north you are, the longer you have sun exposure. Just as a reminder. Like, yeah, like Canada has very long days during the summer and very short days during the winter, significantly more so than in the States because we're significantly further north. So it means that if you live in an apartment, say like mine, that doesn't have air conditioning built in, that doesn't have circulation, and is built entirely around keeping heat in, it can get real bad. Also, hi, Remy. But yeah. Actually, what was the high today? Hold on. Let me check. Where was it? Yeah, I know that right now it was about 32. So yeah, it's at its maximum. It's like doing its best, but also like the fact that whenever the dehumidifier is on, like the other day, it was like, I think I turned it on for like an hour and it was so full of like, cause I have like a 4-liter jug that it's filling up that I can just like dump it in the bathtub or whatever whenever it's done. And like, it filled up in like an hour, maybe an hour and a half or something. One time when I just had it on the dehumidifier mode, like not even on the cooling setting. It's just, I don't know how this place is so humid. I don't really know what causes that, but I don't know. There's no way something has so true. Fossil's just saying shit. Anyways, I just had to. This is all getting distracted because I did have to go and also yeah. Thank you for the hydration check. I don't know if I actually drank the water. No scatting. It's bad. Yeah. Anyways, I just have to go and check on the AC every now and then because otherwise it'll overflow into my bedroom and I have carpet in there, so that would be bad. And it's also, okay, this is also the thing with this thing. It's so inconsistent with the amount of water that it puts out. Because, like, yesterday I ran it, I think, all day, and it didn't put out any water. But today I've had to dump it out, like, 5 times. It's weird.
僕がいるとまた例の警備ロボットみたいな危険と遭遇するかもしれないし。
ヤマトさんがいれば SPX の駆動音にだって気づけるはずです。むしろ今はみんなで集まって行動した方が良いと思いますよ。
科学君の言う通りだ。単独行動をしていて、みんなの気づかない場所で SPX と遭遇することだけは避けないと。だから、今日ばかりは単独は控えてもらえるよね。
Why is Posh going? Why are you two together?
私はただ例の通路に忘れ物をしたから取りに行こうとしただけですわ。一人でも調査を続けようなどとは思っていません。
Oh no, it doesn't have like there's a hose coming out of the back of it that dumps it out into a water jug. Like that's how it works. The poultry thing, actually, shit, a place where I used to work had like a really, really old air conditioning unit that dumped it into like just a thin metal pan on the floor, and you had to like pull it out and dump it into the drain nearby. But it was like only an inch deep, so it would overflow constantly. It sucked so much. I don't think Doleful's suspicious. I think. Oh my god, he'll be a good boy for today. But also, I think the thing with Doleful is that like if he is the mastermind, I could see why, and it would work. Like we were talking about that earlier. He said he was a good boy. But yeah, no, I think it's like if Doleful is telling the truth, all of his actions also make sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like yeah, well, we talked about it last time. We talked about it when we were talking about it earlier in this stream too, where like Doleful definitely could be. But yeah, like his behavior is entirely logical based on the ability that that we think he has. I do think it's weird though that his ability hasn't triggered every time. It triggered when it opened this door, but it didn't trigger in the trap room. And I don't know why that was, because it should have, because it would have killed him. Like we specifically, our denouement showed him dying. So he should have been aware of that one, but for whatever reason wasn't. Maybe it's because maybe because his ability didn't trigger because our ability did or something. I don't know. Some of these abilities kind of interlock in weird ways that don't make sense. But anyways, despite the meager ingredients, Gourmet makes its delicious dishes from her Russian home. Oh, she's Russian. Is that the first time she said that? Is that in her like biography? Where is she? I would not have expected Russian. Everyone's all smiles and the conversation never dies down over the course of the meal. Holmes, however, broods all the while. I think it must be a new detail because I don't think she's ever mentioned being Russian before. I feel like that'd be something I'd notice.
君たちは着実に前へ進めているはず。なのになぜかこの先に袋小路が待ち受けている予感がしてならないんだよ。私にはもうエンドシーイングは使えないのだがね。
Yeah, armor's mirroring is kind of just a weird thing. I kind of like it, but also like.
僕がちゃんと未来を見ますから。もう誰も死なせたりしません。僕がこの力でみんなを守り抜きます。
エンドシーイングを過信してはいけないぞ、ワト君。先ほどの SPX との戦闘でも言ったが、起こりうる結果を見たからといって未来を変えられるとは限らない。時には分かっていても避けられない結果もある。
避けられない結果。
I think I grasp what she's saying, but it doesn't really mean much to me. During our fight with the SPX, the outcome of stopping it didn't matter as much as the process of identifying and striking its weak point. But wouldn't knowing the SPX's outcome naturally mean that I know the process that leads to it?
今頭の中で考えている内容も全部私には入ってくるぞ。
I do kind of like that part of this is also grappling with the abilities being weird, where they're kind of like, yeah, it's doing some fuck shit. I don't know. If it is calling. Flustered, I listened or apologized to Holmes, who had been listening in the entire time. Her expression goes downcast as she whispers softly.
いずれ君も経験をするさ。必ずね。
Like. I've never seen her face look so somber. You saw her get murdered twice. Alright, in time, evening comes. It's only day 4. Oh my god, Techie. As I leave my cell to go use the warden room shower, I see Teki working on something in the open area where we had eaten earlier. I'm surprised to see what's in front of him.
科学君、それって。
I mean, yeah, he's probably just like using the robot.
はい、例の白い SPX です。この先に何があるか分かりませんから、可能な限り分解して調べておこうと思ったんです。
一人でこんな大きいものを分解しているの？
安心してください。一人じゃありませんよ。
科学の坊ちゃん、監修室から椅子と工具箱を持ってきたぜ。この椅子の上に工具箱
Yeah,
を置い
the
てお
smell
き
of
ゃ
this
いい
place is
んだよ
probably
な。
not great.
我は言われた通り、針に結びつけられていたワイヤーをちぎってきたのである。
These two do not seem like the ones that you want
お
working
手
with you
伝
on
いをして
this.
くれてありがとうございます。二人とも。僕は力仕事が苦手なので。
I really do like the art style. It's such a pretty aesthetic. I don't know what to like
ヤマトさんが手伝っていた。
exactly compare it to because like
どう？何かいい情報は見つかった？
it feels like it's just like anime adjacent in this really interesting way that I don't know how else to
電源のコード
describe.
が切れて機能を停止させただけみたいで、内部の基板
Like
に
it
は
doesn't feel like it's like
傷
straight
一つついていませんでしたから。
like straight up anime style, like a
美食の姉さんが
traditional
ナイ
or
フを
like
突き刺した
typical
穴
one,
の
but
先
like
には
I
コ
don't
ー
know.
ドがあ
Or
っ
is
た
that
ってわけか？警備ロボットのくせにそんな明確な弱点を作るなんざ。
Yeah, it feels more like
推測ですが、誤って組織の関係者を襲った場合
Yeah,
の
I guess I
安
don't
全装置なのだと思います。
I don't know how
コ
to
ードが
describe
切れ
it.
た程度なら。
Like I can't even tell what it is exactly that's throwing me off with it. I think part of it is the eye shapes, I think. Like if you can look at Teki's face and like the eye shape is very like 5-point diamond for whatever reason. I think that maybe the thing that's throwing me off the most with it is that the eye shapes are so
関連さ
different,
せる
but like
必要があ
I
る
don't
の
know.
で、内部にも軽い金属の芯が入っていると思います。
It is very nice regardless.
軽量化のために、
Oh.
ほとんどは強化プラスチック製みたいですね。
Because yeah, it's also not like
ほら、
leaning fully
こ
into a
の迎
comic
撃用の
style.
長い針も羽みたいに軽いですよ。動きが鈍くならないよう必要な箇所以外は軽量化しているんでしょうね。
本当だ。全然重さを感じないね。
Yeah, it's not like upon taking the long spike from Teki, I'm shocked by how lightweight it is. These spikes seem to be as vicious as a beast's claws when we were being attacked, but holding one now it feels more like a toy. Yeah, it's very sharp and graphic in a lot of ways. But it doesn't... Maybe it's the shape language of it, actually. Like, when you look at Rowdy, like, her head is a triangle based on her hair. And, like, maybe that's part of it? Because some of the other characters have some sort of similar design stuff to them. Like, I don't know if that really works either. But yeah, I mean, the very sharp, very lightweight spear feels like something relevant.
軽量化は武器の基本だ。極論、その針は先端をさせりゃ電流で相手を倒せるんだから、先端以外を軽くするのは当然だろうぜ。先端を重くすりゃ、射
Also, like,
出するのにも有利だしな。
a bullet doesn't have to be very heavy to do some damage.
凶器として効率のいい構造なんだね。
The more we learn, the more I realize how deadly these spikes truly are. I don't understand why the DA would have created something like this. Is it going to turn out the Detective Alliance created a serial killer just so they'd have a reason to exist and like get increased authority? Is that going to be what the deal is?
にしても
Like they've done a false flag?
腹が立つメカだよな。いくら安全装置が用意されているからって探偵同盟のメンバーに襲いかかるなんてよ。警備ロボットだって言うならちゃんと仲間か敵かの判断くらいしとけってんだ。
それは仕方ありませんよ。この子はカメラに映ったものを
Actually,
無差別に追尾するようプログラミングされているのですから。
new theory that I don't think is going to be true, but I think would be really funny. That none of them have ever been to whatever this mansion is called, Gormanger, whatever. None of them have been here before, and it's not actually the facility. They've only ever like heard about it secondhand, and so they thought they were all going to the Detective Alliance headquarters, but this is actually and has always been the Quartering Duke's headquarters, and that's why we're getting so confused because we keep on assuming that this has to be part of the Detective Alliance, but it never has been. We thought it was Senior ordered everyone here, but maybe we got intercepted and kidnapped on the way. And also he got killed. Or maybe he was a bad guy too, I don't know.
リーダーだって こいつらに殺されたんだぜ。恨み事の一つだって出ちまうだろうよ。
僕たちが探偵としての役割を全うしているように SPX のようなメカたちも自分に与えられた仕事をこなしているだけなんです。
Maybe.
見てくださいよ、この手も足もないボディを。人々を見守り脅威を排除するためだけに機能が洗練されています。武装さんのまとう鎧と同じです。
なあ、わかるぞ科学殿。我の鎧もその電子からくりと同じく命を守るために研ぎ澄まされたものだ。そこに悪意など存在しない。悪意を込め
I don't think that's actually a valid theory. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I do think it'd be real. That would be a really funny twist if they've never been at their own headquarters the whole time.
僕は SPX を悪用してリーダーを殺した犯人を絶
But I
対
do
に
think
許せま
characters
せ
might have
ん。
mentioned that they've been here before.
科学探偵の名にかけて探偵同盟に潜んだ犯人を
And also, it wouldn't really make sense why they
必ず
killed a
逮捕してみ
whole
せます。
facility full of researchers, I guess.
探偵同盟に潜んだっていうのは確定なのかな。
Buddy, downtown was part of the detective
犯人は
alliance.
職員を全滅させただけでなく SPX の性能を知り尽くしています。
Even if what?
探偵同盟の内部に深く入り込んでいて、かつ相当な恨みを持つ人物に間違いありません。僕らの中に潜んでいる可能性だって十分に考えられます。
Well, she's part of it, but not the whole thing. So we've got enemies aside from downtown. The strategy hasn't come to a close yet. Part of me wishes I could just ignore it. An hour ago, we all enjoyed a meal together, everyone chatting with smiles on their faces. I don't want to believe that that was all a lie. It's awful having to suspect my companions like this.
何をくよくよしてんだよ、無能の兄さん。
Okay. Rowdy's a really interesting case with localization. A topic that I really don't think I would ever touch with a 10-foot pole, given how fucking stupid people are about localization as well, and act like it's like stealing the intent. Because like the intent with Rowdy is very clear, but like they're kind of just pulling a little bit from everywhere in terms of like chewing your cud about. That's like such a weirdly niche specific comment. Like that's something that like a farmer in a very agricultural place would have said like 50 years ago. I have older relatives who were working in agriculture here and wouldn't have said that unless they were making a joke to try and sound old. Like that's such a weirdly like chewing your cud is like the localization is really good overall, and like that would be a fun topic to talk about in a video if it wasn't one that people are feral about too, because like it's so fucking bizarre how people act about localization. But anyways, like with her, it's just like sometimes it's just a little bit jarring when it's something like that. Didn't she also make a summer child, like a sweet summer child comment, or was that downtown? I think, oh no, it was downtown who said like, "Oh, you sweet summer child," and it's like that makes no sense coming from you. That's not a real expression. Excuse me. That's a Game of Thrones reference. But like also one that didn't really apply. And anyway, whatever. Rowdy gives me a light slap on the head. When my eyes meet hers, she grins broadly.
もし俺たちの中に敵がいるとしても、別に気にする必要ねえ
But
だろ。
even that's controversial. You still see people getting mad on Twitter when you try and tell them that's a Game of Thrones reference and not like a real
いい
expression.
じゃねえか。
でも僕が渋谷さんの正体に気づいていれば。
Okay, but how were you supposed to realize the truth about downtown?
心の底から信じて裏切られたなら仕方ねえよ。それよりも半端な思いのまま行動する方が後悔が残らん。男が一度信じたならビッと最後まで突き進もうぜ。
Downtown
山田さんは僕よりもずっと男らしい。
set off a trap to kill Mystic. If you're here for the... It's in the most recent VoDs? Or the most recent VoD was investigating it, but yeah, she set off a trap to open up a secret passageway and got Mystic killed in the process. I don't think she really needed to kill Mystic. I think she just kind of did it for the sake of it. Also, yeah, she did kill all those people who got poisoned in the research lab.
悩まねえコツがあるんだよ。
悩まないコツ。
But yeah, she was the Quartering Duke's
こいつさ。
accomplice. Oh, Rowdy produces a small deck of cards from her pocket and begins shuffling them. Look like traditional Hanafuda cards, each emblazoned with plants, animals, and so forth. How are these supposed to help?
俺は迷った時、こいつを引くようにしてるんだ。 1枚引いて
Interesting
桜の
approach,
札が出
Rowdy.
たら5。それ以外なら諦めるって
She was
先方よ。
giving if Mira from Zero Time's Lemma was good.
カード任せってそれはいいのかな。
考えてもみろよ。悩むってことは自分を信じられねえってことだろ。だったらよ、いざって時には自分より信じられ
Rowdy's
る
gonna
やつに
die and there's gonna
頼
be
りゃ
blood
いい
splatter on
話
her
じゃない
cards
か。
and there's gonna have been a cherry blossom card
俺にと
pulled.
ってこいつは自分よりよっぽど信じられる相棒なんだよ。
Like we're gonna find the body and the first thing it's gonna show is the blood splattered card.
決意が固まるぜ。
Rowdy extends the deck of cards towards me and I freeze up on and reflex. Should I continue believing in my friends as I have been, or should I be more suspicious? Is this really something my deck should decide?
無能の兄さん、もっと気楽に考えな。
As if guessing my thoughts, Rowdy comforts me with her hearty, energetic voice.
自分が本気で選ぼうとする決断なら、こんな札1枚に左右なんかされねえ。されるはずが
See,
ねえ。
like,
自分が本当に選びたい選択を。
she's so real for that. Because that's some shit I would do where I'm like, if I have a decision that comes down to two things, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna flip a coin. And then whenever I find myself being like, oh, I really hope it lands on heads, I'll be like, okay, cool. Clearly that's the decision I should be making because that's what I want to make. And we'll just go from there.
だから引くんだよ。自分の決断を信じてな。
桜の札が出たらこうだね。
It's gonna turn out there's no cherry blossoms in the deck, or that it's all cherry blossoms. I drew a card from Rowdy's hand.
どうだい？あんたの決意は固まったか？
固まったよ。
Are we gonna get to see what his card was? I hand the card I drew to Rowdy, the cherry blossom on it, setting my resolve in stone. Okay.
もう迷ったりしない。僕は仲間を信じるよ。
Again, you guys have only known each other for 4 days. I do think you're allowed to still be
もう消灯
suspicious.
時間が。そろそろ自分の部屋に戻ろう。
But also, like, someone is going to die. Moments later, the lights dim and plunge us into darkness. Start heading back toward the chair where we had left the toolbox Techie was using to analyze the SPX. Suddenly, I run directly into Doleful as he comes bounding out of the warden's room.
って無能くんたちか。びっくりした。
Like, there's truly no way that someone doesn't get murdered tonight, right? Doleful jumps back a bit, judging by the steam and soapy aroma it seemed he'd been using the warden room shower.
飛脚殿は怖がりであるな。
Incompetent does like these people. I think that's fair.
このくらい
I
が
just think
い
it's
と仕
funny.
方ないよ。すぐ前方のものだって見えないしね。
まあ俺みたいに視力や聴力が優れてなきゃ恐ろしいだろうな。
He gets spiked through the head, and they're gonna be like, yeah, what about your resources?
武装さんは特にそのお化けみたいだから。
我がか。
Okay, we're getting pretty close to wherever the, like, also metagaming it a bit. It's been about 2 hours, if we exclude all, like, the 20 or so minutes of rambling that I've done probably at this point. Who do we think dies? Because I'm going to say Rowdy has kind of put herself in the crosshairs just now. Somehow that conversation makes me feel like she's really on the brink. Optimistic of only 20 minutes. You know what? Some of that was also while playing the game. But anyways, who do we think it's going to end up being? Because I think Rowdy seems pretty likely. Could also be Techie. I truly believe that Bookworm is like set in stone. I think that she's safe purely because like they're not going to let her get away with her trauma that fast. Gourmet would make sense. Honestly, Gourmet feels like they're going to kind of leave her alone though. If they didn't kill her early, they're probably going to leave her till the end. She's going to be the Aoi Asahina of the group, except for like honestly not as interesting. But yeah, like I do think that Bookworm is probably like the most safe of the bunch. I don't think Armor's going to die here. I don't think Doleful is either. Because the thing is also like... Yeah, Gourmet is useful because she provides utility to them. And ultimately, like with the death of Mystic, his ability wasn't really helping. And he literally did all he could to help up until that point. Rowdy and Armor both serve the same function as like fighters. And I don't think Rowdy... I don't know, Rowdy's not super useful from that perspective. If we die, that'd be really funny. Yeah, Workaholic and Renegade, I feel like they've both got a vibe going on that's going to be resolved as we go. I don't know. I feel like Rowdy seems like the most likely victim to me.
確かに動く甲冑ってオカルトみたいだよね。
I think Posh is like
有名なお城でもそんな話があったような。
out of the range of it.
非科学的な話はやめてください。早く帰りましょう。
おやおや、科学の坊ちゃんはもしやお化けが苦手なのか？
Honestly, you know what I would kind of love?
違います。科学に携わるものとして、
If there was a killing while they're all stacked right here, like in, you know, like when you're playing something like Goose Goose Duck or like Among Us, and everyone stacks up and there's just a killing, and everyone's like, okay, well, I guess all of us might be guilty because we were all too close and we can't see who moved. I would kind of live for it if someone just got like shot down right now and everyone's like, who the fuck could have done it? We were all here. Yeah, Techie doesn't gourmet gets carried. I love doing this shit in Among Us. It's so much fun. I haven't seen that. Hi Sachi, how are you? Welcome in. But no, I think Techie's kind of too necessary. I mean, I guess his robot did lose its function, but he still was doing other stuff. As the lively exchange continues. I guess I'll go die then. Anyways, as the lively exchange continues, we make our way over to the cells only to run into a wholly unexpected encounter. The detectiving goes good. Renegade sits before the dismantled SPX. He cheerfully runs his fingers over its exterior and smirks.
それはこっちのセリフだよ。君の方こそ何をしてるんだ。
そんなに敵意を向けないでくれよ。
The robot's gonna activate and instantly stab him through the neck. Renegade motions to the SPX as he speaks. I glance over the machine again, but as far as I can tell, it's still in pieces, just the way it was when we were inspecting it earlier. I don't notice anything particularly odd.
長い針が消えてる。
There's a spike missing. I mentioned I noticed that one of the long metal spikes Techie had detached has disappeared. There would have been ample time to take it while we were returning items to the warden's room and chatting with Doleful. But who did it? And why? So again, I don't think he's the killer because I think he's a Kokichi type character where he enjoys the chaos of everyone else fighting too much to actually do it himself. The next murder. The corners of Renegade's mouth curl upward in the shape of a crescent. I mean, to be fair, he's also the only one who kind of gets what's going on here. Everyone else is like... Okay, well, he can stop being creepy like this. Actually... Renegade could be the killer, and then Workaholic just activates his collar. Renegade kills Rowdy, we prove it. Workaholic kills him with the collar. Rowdy approaches Renegade and sees him by the collar, but he doesn't flinch, carrying on with great cheer, completely unfazed. These people haven't realized anything. You forget they're very stupid, Renegade.
探偵なんて全員何も起きない退屈な日常に我慢できず殺人鬼と関わり合う探偵という名の非日常を望んだ命知らずたちだ。
Living detectives right now, there's 4 men, 6 women. For the men, it's Armor, Renegade, Incompetent, and Techie. For the women, it's Rowdy, Posh, Bookworm, Gourmet, Rowdy, Posh, Bookworm, Gourmet. Fuck, who am I spacing on again? Oh no, Doleful's also there. Who am I getting things mixed up with? I thought it was 4 men and 6 women were alive right now. Renegade, Armor, Doleful, Workaholic. I guess it's 6 and 4 the other way around. Workaholic, Renegade, Armor, Incompetent, Doleful, Techie. Yeah, okay, so it's 6 men, 4 women. And then bookworm, gourmet, rowdy, and posh for the girls.
俺も君も
Why
他
did I
の
think
み
it
ん
was
な
the other way
も
around?
狂
We
気
saw the map that
と
was drawn of
殺
it.
意が渦巻く非日常にそそられている全員に行かれているのさ
てめえと一緒にすんじゃねえ。俺はあの人の役に立つために来たんだ。引かれた考えなんざ一切ねえんだよ。
かっこいいねでも俺は知っているよ君のお母さんは
I know the truth.
明けぬ夜事件の被害者だろうだからこそ君は強く育てられたんだどんな犯罪者にも遅れを取らない探偵を生み出すためにね
And it's caused by the Morning Star of Dawn Society. What? As I move to get between Renegade and Rowdy, her fist lands squarely on my cheek, sending me flying. My back slams hard against the ground and my chest grows tight. I can't breathe. Soon after, the metallic taste of blood fills my mouth. Rowdy, also incompetent. Why are you both so dumb? My vision is hazy, but I can make out the sounds of numerous footsteps approaching.
無能の兄さん大丈夫か？本当にすまね
意識が混濁しています。監視室から氷を持ってきますね。
Ice?
おやおや大事な仲間を殴るなんてひどいね
Renegade, I need you to fuck off.
え。もう一発ぶん殴ってやるから、面を貸しやがれ。
ヤマトさん落ち着いて。彼の言葉を真に受けちゃダメだよ。
我は無能殿を牢屋のベッドへ運ぶのである。これ以上喧嘩を続けるというのなら、
Oh, once he's safely
無能
tucked
殿を
in,
運び終えた
he's
後
just a
に
sleepy little guy.
我がまとめて引き受けよう。仲間同士でいがみ合うなど間違っているのである。
武装さん。
I hear them talking, but I can't muster sound. I feel armor cradle me and lift my body as I slip in and out of the waking world. Someone still has that spike.
僕を呼び止めて何の用？
大した意味はないよただ一晩だけ俺と君の部屋を交換してほしいのさ
Okay. Doleful's gonna die. The trap was set for Renegade. Upon coming to, I find myself in a bizarre labyrinth. I walk alone among the desolate concrete walls. Familiar mechanical beeping whirs from further down the corridor. Get a bad feeling and rush ahead. Soon after, I run into it. The white machine we encountered this afternoon. Next to it, a girl is sprawled out, drenched in blood. A spear juts out of her chest, and sanguine fluid gushes from the wound. The extent of blood hangs in the air. One whiff of the metallic stench is enough to make my head spin, robbing me of all rational thought. I have to escape. As I try and voice the words, I feel something touching my back. Turn to find another SPX at my heels. Not only that, but I can make out the sound of treads nearby. This is one of the few times we've actually seen him in that perspective. More and more SPXs gather at my heels, but the situation is so absurd that I actually find some comfort in it. Could this be a vision from the denouement? Is this the fate that I'm bound for? What in the world is supposed to happen to me?
そんなの信じてたまるか。
Yeah, he has a really good design. I like it a lot. I dash forward with all my strength, weaving my way through the SPXs before they can react. It's not over till it's over. Even if what I'm seeing is really the future, I refuse to give up. I'll find a sliver of hope, I swear. Sparks fly across my field of vision, flooding my surroundings with light. Uh-oh. I find myself in a familiar cell. There's a figure lying on the bed near the back. But oddly enough, a long object protrudes from their chest. I recognize the object at once. It's the stolen SPX spike. Even from this distance, it's crushingly obvious what happened. The spike has been speared straight through what is now a corpse. It's gotta be doleful. Honestly, yeah, Trevor. It would be kind of interesting to have her be the protagonist too. I spring from the bed and survey the darkness around me. There aren't any bodies. I don't see the spike or SPXs either. The scent of blood is gone too. Heave a deep sigh of relief. All that just now is only a dream. Buddy, come on. Holmes appears, her words shattering my brief moment of peace.
誰かが死ぬ光景が。
確かに部屋の中で誰かが死んでいる光景が見えました。でも誰かまでは分からなくて、それになんだかいつもより断片的でした。
なるほど、情報が不足している状態だな。ここは慌てずに、また明日から情報を収集するといいだろう。
情報を収集するってそんな悠長な。また誰かが死ぬかもしれないんですよ。今からでも情報を集め始めるべきではないですか。
Oh, he probably wanted the key got dropped when he fell.
直情的な点は君の愛すべき性格の一つだが、今回ばかりは。
I mean, Ideal can just go through the walls and check.
君も昼に言っていただろう。今は単独行動をするべきじゃない。
Also, I mean, he has been punched in the head recently. Maybe that's why the dream is fragmented. He just has a concussion.
でも僕はもう目の前で誰かが死んでいる
Yeah,
のを
like,
黙って見ている
exactly.
なんて
Ideal can, like, wander around and be like, huh, which of these cells has, like, a big spike hanging from the
何
ceiling,
で
do
も
we
やってみ
think?
たいんです。白い SPX の針が凶器に使われるなら
Also, like,
止
again,
める手がかりが SPX の
pretty
残骸に残って
relevant
る
that,
かもしれ
like,
ない。
they're in prison cells. It's a small space. If there was a murder happening, we could hear it.
一度決めたら頑固だな。
Everyone would be able to hear it.
これ以上は止めないが、くれぐれも気をつけてくれ。下手に足音を立てて誰かを起こしてしまった。
Also, just, like, yell from your room and be like, hey guys, I think a murder's gonna happen. Can we, like, wake up real quick?
はい、細心の注意を払います。
I unlock the cell and take a step outside. The metal door creaks as it opens, causing my heart to nearly leap out of my chest. That got a little dicey. Even the tiniest sound echoes here in the dungeon. Rowdy has ears like a hawk, but thankfully her cell is on the far side of the hall, so I should be okay. Well, maybe she's dead. Still better safe than sorry. With Holmes at my side, I quietly sneak towards the dismantled SPX. I try my best to be silent, but I can't seem to muffle my steps, much to my chagrin. I mean, take your shoes off. Walk barefoot or in socks. Holmes chuckles as she observes.
君は探偵なのに足音を消すのが苦手なんだな。
Also, we're in full line of... It's a
可愛いやつめ。
hall full of cells. Everyone can see us.
これで
Even
も
if it is
十分
dark
消
out.
せているでしょ。これ以上消すなんて無茶ですよ。
Someone's gonna jump out and yell at
甘い
us.
ぞ、ワト君。熟練の探偵なら、気性の荒い猫にすら気取られることなく接近することが可能だ。
Anyways.
ペット探しは軽んじられがちだが、わずかな情報から対象を見つけ出す情報収集能力と、気取られることなく接近する追跡能力が問われる難易度の高い仕事なんだよ。
アルバイト先の先生は僕にペット探しばかりをさせてましたけど。
Yeah, Ideal. Like, do some
頑張っ
scans.
たんでしょうか。
きっとそうさ。探偵の基礎を身につけるのには最適な仕事だからな。
The lights are gonna randomly open up. We continue talking as we near the SPX's remains. While I can discern the vague shape in front of me, it's too dark to make out much else.
探偵デバイスのライト機能を使っても何も見えません。
Oh, so now we're using a flashlight in full view of all of these
当
cells.
たり前だろ。ここは太陽の日差しの一筋すら入ってこない地下だ。手の
Also,
ひら
okay,
に
is it a
光源
phone
が
or a
足りなくて
tablet?
当然だよ。流行る気持ちはわかるが、やはり無理に調査などせず、このまま起きてこの地下室を監視していたらどうだ。
それが妥当なところかもしれませんね。僕以外に起きている人の気配もしませんし。
Yeah, I don't think anyone's awake right now.
以前も言った通り、エンドシーイングは万能の力じゃない。
I guess.
見えない情報を追おうとするよりも、見えた情報の中で何とかした方がいいんだよ。
せめて懐中電灯があればな。
ライトを消せ、ワト君。
Oh, it's happening.
どうしたんですか？
I speak aloud without thinking, and Holmes quickly zooms in front of me.
いいから消すんだ。 それに声も発するな。
Oh, so you have that level of intuition. I nearly blurred out, "Don't be ridiculous," before managing to stop myself. I turn off my light and look around, but don't notice anything suspicious.
何もいませんよ。何か見えたんですか？
Ooh,
ただ気配を
scary.
感じただけだ。姿が見えるどころか足音すら聞こえない。
Ooh.
勘違いなんじゃ。
避けろ。
As I quickly roll to the side, what appears to be a spike from the white SPX shoots out of nowhere. The tip barely misses its mark, but slowly begins to encroach upon me as if anticipating my attempt to dodge it. There's a crackling noise as it strikes me. My vision flickers several times. Suddenly, my body feels weightless and my consciousness fades. Oh my god, we are going to be the one who dies. Came from behind us.
起きろ。起きろ、ワト君。
Okay, so this is a different place. I open my eyes and see Holmes peering at me with a troubled expression. Uh-oh. Looking around, I find myself in a strange concrete area. No decorations, just 4 passages leading in different directions. Maybe you're in hell. The cold, inhuman nature of the place sends a shiver down my spine.
ホームズさん、
Yeah, it's giving very control.
ここは
That's also a game I want to play. I've never actually played it before.
僕はまだ夢を見てるんですか？
すまない。私と君の意識はリンクしているから、君の意識が途絶えていた時に何が起こったかはわからない。だが、目の前の光景が夢じゃないことは確かだ。どうやら君は何者かに気絶させられ、この場所に運び込まれたようだな。
どうして僕を何のために？
この機会を聞き覚えはないか？
Uh-oh, murder one. I think that, like, I'm guessing it's probably a thing where it's like, if he's... Because I think she was able to, like, keep watch over him while they were asleep, but I think maybe if he's, like, knocked violently unconscious, it doesn't work the same. I don't know. A booming mechanical hum reverberates through the area, shaking the surrounding concrete. No question it's an SPX, and it's coming closer. It must be coming from one of those passages.
どの通路だ？どこから来てる？
I mean, being knocked unconscious is very different from going to sleep passively. Took the might of the entire DA to defeat the last mech. If it discovers me alone, I'm toast. The overbearing word draws closer to the point where it feels as if the angel of death itself is about to descend upon me. My breathing goes ragged, my heart hammers in my ears.
落ち着け、ワト君。君にはエンドシーイングがあるだろう。今の状態で SPX と遭遇すれば、悲劇の死は避けられない。ならばエンドシーイングを使えば、確実に未来を予知できる。
Yeah, it's hard to knock someone genuinely unconscious, or like, for more than like punching someone hard enough for them to be dazed and like kind of black out for a second as they fall over is one thing, but like the amount of damage you need to do to actually knock someone unconscious is a lot. I focus my gaze on each of the 4 passageways and then oh. The instant I look at the passage in front of me, a bright red SPX cuts me down. The splattering blood dyes my vision scarlet. Then the scene disappears, and all is at peace as if the blood was simply wiped clean. My head feels like it's burning up, but I was able to successfully use the denouement.
どうやら SPX は正面の通路から来るみたいです。
よし。ならば向かって右手の通路へ逃げよう。このままここにいても見つかるだけだからな。
Yeah, because like crucially, while you're asleep, someone can wake you up. Like it's ultimately not that hard. Whereas like if you're knocked unconscious, it might not be your choice that you're... It might not be in someone's control in that way. Second Holmes gives me the command. I hurry into the right-hand passage. The sounds of the SPX grow distant. Seems I've shaken it off for now, but I still have no idea where I
エ
am.
ンドシーイングの反動は大丈夫か？
頭が焼けるみたいに痛いですけど、
Oh my god, he's getting better at
意
this.
識ははっきりしてます。少しは慣れてきたのかも。
そうか。それはよかった。ならこの先は何が起こるかわからない。 いつでもエンドシーンが
But also,
発
like-
動できるようにしておこう。
I walk and walk, but the concrete corridor never changes. The continuous repetitive sound of my footsteps makes me dizzy. As the sterile monotony continues in my ears, an odd feeling rises up inside me. It's like deja vu, as if I've gone down these exact same halls before.
そういえば僕が10年前の夢で見た SPX は赤かった気がする。
The SPX that appeared in my vision just now is the exact same color. It could just be a coincidence. The denouement relies on my own inherent knowledge to create its visions. It's entirely possible it was mirroring my past trauma, but maybe there's another explanation.
ホームズさん、もしかして昔一緒にこの迷宮を歩いたことがありませ
I
ん
mean,
か？
yeah, this is the hall from, like,
どうしてそう思うんだ？
今までに何度もこの迷宮を夢に見たことがある気がするんです。それに10年前に僕の囚われていた地下室と隣接していますし、何らかの目的で連れてこられたとしても不思議じゃないと思って。
なるほど。それなら私たちが誘拐されていた10年前に訪れたことがあると考えるのも当然だな。
I wonder if this is maybe like,
でも不思議なのは
like in 999, the whole reason why they were doing those experiments was because that was how they were trying to trigger the morphogenetic fields. I kind of... Yeah, exactly. It's giving very 999. Like maybe they were keeping these kids here and putting them in these traumatic experiences to try and get one of them to trigger the denouement ability.
SPX がいるということはこの通路も探偵同盟と関わりがあるんですよね。序列2位のあなたなら何か知っているんじゃないですか？
そろそろ知りたがる頃だと思っていたよ。
I don't know if we really have the time for this right now, ideally. You probably should have told us like days ago. Holmes closes her eyes solemnly, pauses, then finally begins speaking.
はじめに言っておくが、これまでにも伝えてある通り、私も全てを知っているわけじゃない。
Yeah.
例えば SPX についてはほとんど知識がないんだ。
I just kind of wish that she would like...
どうして知らないんですか？探偵同盟で開発していたメカなんですよね。
正確には違う。あの SPX シリーズやこの迷宮、そして例の地下室を作ったのは探偵同盟の元となった組織。
Oh,
秘密警察なん
okay.
だよ。
So we're actually finally getting some fucking progress on
秘
this.
密警察。警察内の組織なんですか？
いや、警察の名を冠しただけの全く
Have you
別の
heard of
組織。
Ice 9?
探偵同盟のように表沙汰にできるような活動もしていないから名前を知る者もまずいないだろう。
What do you know about the Titanic sister ship, the Gigantic?
変な組織です
I
ね。
mean, by most of these sort of organizations would have a pretty vague name. Like even real law enforcement ones are like Central Intelligence Agency or like Federal Bureau of Investigations. God, I kind of honestly want to. I want to revisit V3 because I'm gonna have a video. Actually, hold on, let me show you this because I'm also very proud of this. It's gonna be in the next members' choice poll. 4 of the topics are gonna be returning. But then there's going to be a 5th one that's new that I'm very, very excited for because it's a Danganronpa one. It has a really nice thumbnail. But I want to also just like replay V3 in general because it's been so long. And it was my first one. Secret police. But they weren't really police. So, but yeah, this is also, honestly, I think this is one of the prettiest thumbnails I've made. I love this color. It's so good. It's your normal one, yeah. Well, because there's ads, so I was going to try and stall it out for a bit. But yeah, I want to replay V3, whether or not this video gets picked, although I think it will be, because it's up against 4 it's against 4 Overwatch topics, and the channel members haven't picked an Overwatch topic since March, when they picked the Magic one. But yeah, this one's such a... the color of it is so good. I'm so happy with it. I'm really, really hoping they pick this one. Also, yeah, the Danganronpa stream with Lunax and Bo was very, very fun. I had a really good time with that. But yeah, so we'll... I think that topic's probably gonna get picked, so I'm probably have to play V3 again anyways. But even if I don't have to replay it, or even if it doesn't get picked, I'm still probably gonna replay this because I just enjoy it a lot. And I'd like to remember what it was actually like.
当時からすでに著名な探偵であったローシ君や魔界君と
Oh, Mystic Detective was there
協力
too?
関係にあったと聞いている。
Oh, okay.
あの2人と協力関係に。目的だけ聞くと
Yeah, respectable organization, but the children murdering, but sure.
ああ、 目的は真っ当だったよ。だが手段が良くなかった。
Case 4 with Danganronpa, that's the locked room mystery, isn't it? I think it is, yeah. Yeah, that one's a really good one.
八つ崎校が明けの夜事件の影響を受けていることは知っているな。
下道探偵がそう語っていました。
Yeah, Trevor, that's the Zero Escape coming out. This is the 999 of it all. Where it's like, hey, I know that we're in a life or death situation where there is a timer, but like,
八つ崎校に限った話じゃない。
time for more about
明けの夜
Ice
事件
Nine.
の以降、後継者を名乗る者の犯行が相次いだんだ。その対応に追われるうちに、秘密警察は歪んでいく。後継者を生み出さぬよう、
Yeah, so they were trying to trigger the
行
denouement.
為にも及び始めたそうだ。君や私が監禁されていたのも、彼らの犯した罪の一つなんだよ。
Oh wait, so like,
まさか
yeah, so the senior
10年前の
detective.
誘拐事
So,
件を引き起こしたのはその秘密警察っていう組織だったんですか？
I'm shocked, but the facts do seem to line up. Despite the scale of the incident, coverage on it from the media was relatively or surprisingly scant. But yeah, no, 999 in particular, it's like a full hour before anything actually happens. It's just a really slow conversation. It's a lot of like the first game, originally I was going to make a video about 999 that eventually got wrapped up into that whole Spike Chunsoft video, but like 999 needed an editor. Ultimately, the perpetrators were written off as an organized crime syndicate, so there really was more to the story after all. Yeah, they also need to be well written, and sometimes people just don't know how to like handle that kind of exposition well. This one I think is mostly doing alright. Probably would be going faster if I wasn't getting distracted. I'm sorry. Then there's the other thing Renegade mentioned. Every detective here is tied to the Dayless Night. Not to mention the link between Holmes and myself.
秘密警察は明けぬ夜事件の再来を未然に防げるよう、超人的な能力を有する探偵を作り出そうとして
The Detective Alliance is the successor. Also, thank you for the hydration
私
check
たちは
tits.
その実験のために誘拐されていたんだよ。
It's not
事件
super
を未然
recent.
に防ぐってどうやって？
I don't think, like, it's at least a
そん
couple
なの
decades, or
非現実的すぎ
a
ますよ。
decade, I guess, because this would have been a secret police thing that was 10 years ago that they got abducted.
君は
So
す
they're
で
pretty
に
new.
手に入れているじゃないか。未来の悲劇を見て、それを防ぐことのできる非現実的な力を。
I mean, to be fair, we also did get kidnapped and dropped back into the maze for some reason. The kidnapping 10 years ago, the denouements, visions of the future, and the secret police that sought to create supernatural detectives. Finally, each piece falls into place.
気づいたようだね。君に宿ったその異能、エンドシーイングはまさしく、秘密警察の非道な実験によって生み出された力なんだよ。君に私の力が
But I'm not saying that it doesn't, you can't do a lot of it. It just has to be done well in
君が
general.
私と共に
And yeah,
10
also,
年前に同じ実験を受けて
compared to
どうした
999, I mean, yeah, the bot, I don't know. That is something that this game does do really weirdly, where it doesn't seem to have an understanding of time. Like, again, it's like the poison in the room with downtown, where it's like, she's dropped the poison, we need to get out of the room. But then it's like fully 10 minutes more of conversation. But also, yeah, the lore dumps are less noticeable, I think, because in 999, they're like, okay, cool, you solved the puzzle. Now, Junpei, let's sit down and discuss the gigantic. Oh, now he's gonna get a vision of him getting murdered by the bot if he stays
そこの
standing.
柱の陰に隠れろ。
There's a
何かが
pillar?
近づいてきている。
Sometimes I think these background images are also just not super helpful for identifying. Oh, God. I hide as Holmes instructs, after which something smaller than the other mechs passes by. I can hear it, but I can't see a thing. Thanks to his noisy treads, though, I can tell it's right next to me.
あれは一体
Yeah, they're way louder than they need to be.
そのまま言葉は発さずに会話を続けよう。
Yeah, literally, it'll be in the middle of a life or death situation. Like, they're actively going to die if they don't get out of there. And they're like, do you have 20 minutes to spare?
あれは周囲の光景を自らに映し出
This
す
one kind of does, but it doesn't do it for lore dumps as much as it usually does it for, like,
どうやら
narrative.
視覚情報を察知するのは苦手なようだな。エンドシーイングで何かが見えたら今のように隠れるようにしていこう。
Wait, chameleon plating. Ujikoshi's wild. He's still so lucky that he made Eye of the Somnium Files, because after Zero Time Dilemma, I would have fought him.
あんな透明なものまで SPX
I mean, Ideal is also already dead.
残念だが探偵同盟にも当時の機密警察のデータはほとんど
So her urgency is kind of a little bit all over the place.
探偵同盟の創始者ミドックは
But it didn't mention the... Because I don't think they said anything about the chameleon plate. Is that just what you're calling it? Oh well.
だが組織の要であった技術者はすでに失踪していたん
Okay,
だよ
that's what I was worried about. Because I was like, I thought I was reading...
ブラックボックス
Uchikoshi's so funny. I think, what was it? Hold on. Uchikoshi on... Who are the characters that he mentioned? It was Sigma Date, I think. What was the thing? Yeah. So somebody posted a meme on Twitter and was like, God made, or between Date and Sigma, said God made us in different games because he knew we would fuck each other. And somebody tagged Uchikoshi and said, Uchikoshi is the god, question mark. And Uchikoshi responded and said, I'm not. I know they wouldn't do that because a baguette couldn't be put in a toaster unless it's cut, right? Which is basically saying he's got such a fat cock that he cannot fuck him because it would... I think it also implies that Date's the top, because I think in Nirvana Initiative, he mentions that he's bigger in the... as a blonde, I guess. And he's crazy. He's such an ally. I mean, obviously, you can't write... Oh yeah, no, he's saying Date could never bottom for Sigma, apparently. Either way, just very funny. Thank you for the Jagger Redeem shiv. Biggers, I'm trying not to spoil too much of Eye of the Somnium Files, because I know less people have played that one, and they should play it. Because when Date is a blonde... Oh, okay, so he did say Sigma has it. Okay, that's why.
奇妙な罠で満ちていて危険なために調査を進められなかったんだ。
Either way.
そんな場所に僕を連れ込むなんて
Yeah, it's just so funny.
誰の仕業なんでしょう
Also, we just need more writing like that from people in general. Uchikoshi wrote some incredibly gay shit into his games in a really fun way.
さらにその何者かは自分の手で殺すことは避けたいらしい。
なんて卑劣なんだ。早くみんなの元に戻ってこのことを伝えないと。
Jesus.
落ち着け。まだクローラーの音がかすかに聞こえるだろう。探偵には情熱も大切だが、冷静な思考も寛容だ。
すみません。僕はいつも
Yeah, the DA was like, oh, it seems like someone else's problem.
君はそれでいいんだよ、ワト君。
I thought you meant anti-tank weapon like AT.
君にときめいた。
Passion
私が
says
君の
patience.
ストッパーになる。君はいつでもその強い意志を決して折らないでくれ。君と私、二人で一人の探偵というのも悪くはないだろう。
並び立てるよう
I don't know. Collapse it in on itself. Hope that the robots die. I listen closely to make sure the SPX is gone before heading deeper into the passage. Things don't seem as scary to me as they did before. I'm sure it's all thanks to Holmes and her words of encouragement. Yeah. Glub glub, he whispered. Uchikoshi would write a glub glub, he whispered type line. I don't microwave them. Until now, I had simply been following her orders. I'd been feeling like some kind of fraud for deceiving the others, but when Holmes said that the both of us make one competent detective together reassures me. I really am just a rookie, but as long as Holmes is by my side, I feel like we can solve any case that comes our way. I have the best friend I could ask for watching my back after all. Eventually we reach an open room with the exact same layout as the last.
いずれかの通路には危険な罠が待ち受けているかもしれないな。さて、こんな状況の時はどうすればいいかな。
Maybe if I ever use Bluetooth, I'll play that game too.
エンドシーイングですね。
グッドだ。
That would also be a really funny game to revisit. I still myself and concentrate slowly, but surely I'm getting a feel for the ability. I think I understand how to use it now. I clear my mind and focus on my sight, taking in every little detail. Glimpses of the future begin to form in my empty head, like images loading in one after another. Uh-oh, someone's already been spiked. A horrific sight emerges, immediately snapping me back to reality. I couldn't see everything clearly, but I could make out a long, thin spike, which means...
ワト君、私にも見えたぞ。中央の道。あの針の影は。
Not sure. I kind of open to whatever. Most of the games that I've liked the most are not games that I even really was aware of before. Like, I didn't know anything about either Somnium Files before I started playing it, and I love that. I may still be able to stop it. I'm gonna have to go down the central passage right now. I have to. When I rush over, I met with an endless concrete passage exactly like the rest. Shrouded by the darkness, however, is a small gap in the wall. Must be the exit to the maze. If I head through here, I may be able to get back to the dungeon where everyone's waiting.
わざわざワト君を迷宮まで運んでおきながら、ここまで罠一つないとは妙だな。
Yeah, I still don't know why Incompetent didn't wake people up. It's weird. I mean, I guess he was worried that he might die, but like... Also, presumably the other detectives were still awake and were still trying to do something too. But also, how did they get him down here? I move cautiously into the gloom, keeping an eye out for whatever may be lurking within. I press on one careful step at a time, unable to see a thing in the dark. Sick of being in these awful tunnels, but this passage almost certainly must connect to where I was before. I need to hurry and meet up with the others so I can let them know about my vision. It's all I can think about as I continue walking. I don't think I have. Oh wait, maybe this might be one that someone mentioned actually. Oh yeah, no, someone did mention this one to me as a request for future games to play.
まだ出入り口が開いていない可能性もあるな。
Please don't time travel. Why not?
何か仕掛けを見つけないと出られない可能性も。
ああ、注意深く探索してみよう。
Right at that moment, I see a shaft of light dead ahead.
ホームズさん、あれ。
I mean, I have like 6 games going. You can always have more.
もしかして隠し扉の隙間なんじゃないですか。
I think you're gonna die if you go over there, bestie. Maybe use your denouement. When I reach for the light, I notice that the ceiling is much lower than I realized, allowing me to touch it easily. I feel like there's something I can push here.
ホームズさん、どうやらここが隠し扉になっているみたいです。
待ってくれ。なんだか妙な予感がする。私が犯人ならこんな分かりやすいヒントは残さない。残すとしたら。
Fair enough.
それは誘導だ。
Uh-oh.
罠の可能性がある。ここから出ない方がいい。
でも、これ以上時間をかけたら殺人事件が起きてしまうかもしれませんよ。もし罠で。
I mean, this maze was designed not to kill people, but to force them to develop new abilities and to test them, presumably.
そうだな。すまない。私としたことが弱気になっていたよ。
I mean, yeah, now we need to cross timelines. We need to timeline hop. Fuck, Zero Time Dilemma is stupid. The way that they were just like, oh yeah, morphogenetic fields, I think it's like very difficult to do and like not everyone can do it and all this stuff. Turns out everyone can do it if they like think about it for like 30 seconds, and also they can actually jump through timelines like very easily, and it's not hard. And you can also bring more people with you. Like you can just bring a friend. Time travel has a +1 policy now. God, Zero Time Dilemma is like such a badly written game. It's so lucky Inescapable exists. I touch where the light is filtering in, brace my legs, and push with all my might. Once I do, the light grows larger as the cover slides upward with a grating sound. Just as I thought, this really is where you get into the hidden passage. But more importantly, it's my way out of the dark. I throw open the door, encouraged by my growing sense of liberation. I reach my hands above me, grab the sides of the now open hole, and haul myself up. Upon climbing out, I find myself in a familiar cell. Well, we know who that is. Take a deep breath, grateful to be free from that suffocating maze. Now comes the hard part. Sure, I had a vision of a future homicide, but that isn't something I can just tell people directly. How can I alert the others so they'll be on their guards? Incompetent, buddy. Also, the ad break is still going, I think, so we'll just give it another second. I mean, I can't say I didn't call it. It is bad, Sasuke. Let us have one good set of 3 games from Spike Chunsoft. Something suddenly enters my line of sight. It can't be. I mean, I managed to get back safely. I was about to warn everyone and prevent the vision I saw. That had been my plan. So why is there a spike thrust through her chest? Why? I worked so hard to make it back. Why did this happen? Everything with Zero Tangle Lemon is baffling. Open her eyes? Bitch, what? Her wound seems so minimal? Can you detect some fucking brain cells? What? With a trembling hand, I check her pulse, but there's not a trace of warmth from her, let alone a heartbeat. She was so strong, so manly and boisterous. Okay, maybe don't go around talking about the corpse being manly and boisterous.
また救えなかった。
Even after the denouement showed me the future, even though I knew the spike was missing, when it came down to it, I couldn't prevent tragedy. But I don't have time to dwell on my misery. Doleful. Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to suspect us because we're in the room with her. After the VoD. Fair enough.
違う僕はやってないんだ
Also, Doleful, weirdly interesting. Yeah, it thinks that I've been framed. The cell's in enclosed space. If the door is locked, the only way in would have been the hidden passage I crawled out of. In this compromising position, it's only natural for someone to assume that I'm guilty. Except, really not. Yeah, Doleful, you saw the hole we came out of. Like... Yeah, so they're accusing us of murder. They're saying it's because we ended up in this room. But, like... It does raise the question of how we got down there in the first place, but...
はめられたな、ワト君。罠なのは予想していたが、まさか君を殺すのではなく、君が殺したことにするとは。
I'm so sorry to disrespect the situation, but it is such a bob of a song.
地下迷宮まで運んだらしい。完全な密室ではなく、あえて不完全な密室を用意することで、特定の人物に疑念を向けさせる犯行。この事件。
Maybe, but she's already been dead for a long time, I think. I don't know. And also, like, Doleful seems to be kind of just waiting there. Holmes' words don't register at all. In my adult state, I'm too preoccupied with how I'm going to prove my innocence. Oh, I don't like this. This stuff makes me so unhappy. Chapter 3, The Case of the Semi-Sealed Cell. I don't like the glitching noises. I don't like that sort of thing. Okay. All that said, we're now about to enter the investigation phase. And this might be a good point to end it, because we're already 3 hours in. And I don't want to go too long, and I think if we go much longer, we're going to end up at a point where it's going to be weird to break off. So I think we'll probably save it. End it for... What's it called, this section now? Does it still say the same thing? No, let's move on to the case. Interesting, so it renames it. We only have 1 dead body found. But, I mean, we're going to make... We're making good progress, I think. I'm going to save again because I get anxious. I get nervous. Okay. To the title. But yeah, okay. So. God, this has been such a fun game. I like it. It's got like... It's clever. It's fun. It's enjoyable. The characters are interesting. I'm very sad Rowdy is dead. I will say, they do kind of telegraph the death flags maybe a little bit too much. Because it is really like... Both times so far, we've been like... like when the conversation with Mystic happened, we were like, okay, I think that this one tips the scales. I think it's probably you. And now this time with Rowdy, when we were having the conversation with the cards, and it's like, I don't know about this one, bestie. I think this might be you. I mean, I thought Doleful was going to die too, right up until we had that conversation. Or I thought a few people could die, but that conversation with Rowdy was really like, this feels too similar. Like, I think I've seen this... I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. Poor Rowdy, though. Fuck, Rowdy's a fun character. There's a lot of fun... Like, this is the thing, too, is, like, aside from Gourmet, who just hasn't really had a role, I'd be sad if any of them died, and I'd still be sad if Gourmet died. It's just, like, I wouldn't feel like I'm missing out on as much with her. Like when we were doing the Danganronpa tier list, part of the reason why so many of the V3 characters were either like, you know, completely robbed or like deserved like so much worse or like gave us nothing was because they kept trying to like surprise us. I feel like with that game, like it feels like it was always like they're trying to kill off the character you're not expecting who has more to do, and they kept the people who didn't have much going on, and it just led to it kind of being unsatisfying. Whereas in this one, I think they kind of have, so far at least, they've struck a decent balance of like getting characters I wouldn't have expected right up until about 5 minutes before they died. But yeah, I don't know. It's really good. I'm enjoying it. I could ramble for a long time about it. I'm sure eventually I'll make a video about it. We'll see what it ends up being by the time I end up getting to that point. God, the music is just so good in this game. Like this little bit in particular is so. Anyways, game called Turing. I don't think so. Hold on. Attorney of the Arcane. This looks like an Ace Attorney. Like I was gonna say fan game, but it's like an actual game. Okay, hold on. Defense attorney who practices law in a world of fantasy and wizards. It's actually kind of cool. Hold on. I'll put that on the wish list real quick. But yeah, visually it's even very Ace Attorney to the extent that like it feels a little bit iffy. Okay. But yeah, okay. We're gonna raid out to King Dazzy Daz, who's lovely. Also, let me get the raid messages first, so I don't have to try and do that on there. This is the raid message for subscribers. If you're a subscriber, you can use this one with all the little fun emotes. If you are not a subscriber, we've got raid message 2 for you. And we'll start the raid out to King Dazzy Daz. I'm doing a streamathon right now, so it'll be fun. Yes, thank you everybody for being here, whether you're for some of the stream, all the stream, bits and pieces, etc., etc. Yes, make sure to check out the VoD's channel if you'd like to catch up on the past streams of this. You can also find them down in the panels. Also check out the video in the pinned comment if you want to see more about Your Turn to Die. And yeah, we're gonna be tomorrow. We're back with Persona 5 Royale. Thursday and Friday we're gonna be doing 2 Deathloop streams because we need to get through that game a little bit faster. Next week might be just like binging our way through it. We'll see. Also, next week's streams might get thrown off because I might be busy on the weekend. We'll see. The video might not come out on time. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Make sure to say hi to Daz for me. Bye-bye.